What is going on, everyone? What is going on? Let me go ahead and redo this whole entire thing. How's it going on? Let me go ahead and redo it. Oh my gosh. How's everyone doing today? Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Good afternoon, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about Pepe 2.0 finally doing some sort of rug pull, right? We don't know what's the rug pull, if it really is a rug pull or not, but we were talking about this earlier today. We were talking about how it looks like Pepe 2.0 will be going to re-announcing a new contract.
All right, all right. We're
6%
gonna
is
get
being
people coming
unlocked,
in.
and the developer is
Appreciate
actually
those
going to be
joining. It's good to
speaking.
see you right now.
So
Let's give it some time.
give me 1 second. So the
And everyone
developer.
is muted currently. The last thing I need is people maybe trying to talk over me or asking things too many times, things like that. So we'll get to the question pieces as we go. So let's just give it a couple more minutes, let people to join, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. So that was actually the developer of Pepe 2.0 chatting right now. How's it going, Dad Master? Hope you're having a good one, bro. Glad to see you here today. Right now, hey, Happy, how's it going? Right now, we are joining this chat with Pepe 2. The developer is actually announcing right now. He's going to be talking about the new strategies going on with Pepe 2. A lot of you have been feeling a little bit half and half with the news on Pepe 2 on what's going to go on. I did mention, you should probably do your decision as soon as you hear from the developer. It looks like they are re-announcing, or they're actually forming a new contract, probably like a V3 contract
Few more
for
seconds, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
a 0-0 on the contract. So we're going to go ahead and listen to what the developer has to say. I'm going to stay quiet, and then we're going to go ahead and just go back and forth and see what a lot of you think. And in the meantime, while we're listening to the Pepe 2, start shilling me some projects down below. And hopefully, as Dwayne says, how's it going, Dwayne? Hopefully they have an explanation of why it took them six
All
months
right.
to come up with the strategy
First off,
of
thank you
making a new
everyone
contract.
for
So
joining
let's
us.
go ahead and do it. Let me mute
We
myself.
will have daily VCs to help through this process of migration. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, what is going on? Why is this happening? We try to pin as much information as possible. And as we continue to get more information, we will continue to pin that. So just bear with us as far as information coming out. So is this really something that's happening? I know there's
Better
concerns.
now?
There's people
How's
asking,
volume?
"Yo, did the Twitter get hacked, or did the TG get hacked, or whatever it is?" No, this is very real. The migration is happening. We've even updated the website. We've tweeted it out, and we've also had we have pinned the information here on Telegram. And so, what is that information, right? So, I'm just going to go through all of that, then talk as well. And then, if there's questions after I give as much information out, then I'll try my best to answer those to the best of my ability. And then, if not, I will get those answers for you, and we will move forward and a bright future with Pepe 2.0, right? So, exciting news, right? Pepe 2.0 is migrating. It is. Why is the migration happening, right? So our ambitions for 2024 are very clear. We want to continue to hit milestones that we've had, complete the vision that we have, and really for us to move forward is we're going to migrate to a 0-0 tax token. Yes, we're currently at a 1-1 tax token. So the new contract that we're going to be migrating to will be 0-0, right? So um, not only that, we are looking to burn the liquidity. So as far as that, you guys are probably thinking, oh, the deployer wallet that you have, this, and that. Well, as pinned, and as I've tried to explain here as best as I could, the core team that is left here, we do not have access to that deployer wallet. We don't have access to the liquidity that's locked for a few months left. We don't have access to any of that, right? And it's like, well, why don't you have access? Well, there was the deployer that we chose. We've asked for the private key. We've asked for access, and unfortunately, we have not been given access, right? So that's the answer right there. And we've tried to reach out to him. We've tried to come to some kind of agreement throughout these weeks and months, and we've been doing a lot of discussion, and that's a reason why I've also been kind of quiet. You guys are like, yo, Lord LOL hasn't really done VCs. Lord LOL hasn't been around. What's going on? Guys, I I I need to be able to have control of the project as well, right? And so without me even personally even having access to this deployer, um, it's one of those things where it kind of hindered me, right? But I'm free now. That's it. We're going to migrate. We're going to go into a new contract. We're going to go 0-0, and we're going to burn the LP how it should have been burnt. And really, or that's really going to help us out with some of the things that we have planned, with some of the things
Yeah,
moving
bro,
forward.
100%.
We've had a lot of consultation, a lot of um, meetings and things like that with people with experience, people in the space, people with exchanges and things like that. And for us to go to the next leg up, that's really what needs to happen. We need to be able to migrate. We need to be able to burn the LP. We need to go to a 0-0 tax token. And not only that, we need to have control of our deployer, right? The current LP that's there, I'm just being very honest with you guys. We do not, here who's left, we do not have access to that liquidity, right? So it unlocks in some months. There's even 6% that unlocks in about 2 days. And that's a percentage that unlocks of it. I don't know what's going to happen, right? So we don't have control of that. And so we need to be able to migrate for the project, for where we want it to go, for our investors, right? I know there's people in the chat like, yo, why should I send my tokens or things like that? That's just going to help the migration process, right? As many tokens as we can get in, then we're able to help the migration of being able to drain this LP and use that for the new contract that's to come, right? It's happening, right? It's not uh as people are thinking, oh, it's hacked or whatever it is. It's not, right? And I'm here trying to explain to the best of my ability really what's happening, what's going to happen, and how we're going to move forward, right? And this does benefit us in a lot of ways, right? One, when we burn the LP, no one ever has to worry about LP being unlocked, right? No one can ever touch the liquidity. No one can do anything to that. And that's a huge benefit to some of the exchanges we're trying to get on, some of these bigger ones as well. And also going 0-0 tax is also a benefit, right? So again, these are through consultations, these are through different meetings that we've had on how we should move forward. And this is the best way for us not only to proceed, but for the project, right? The project, we want it to thrive. The bull run is coming. We know the potential. We see the potential, and I'm here. I'm ready. I'm gonna be having daily VCs through this whole process to help you guys if you have questions, to help ease minds. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not, like there's fear in the air, right? And it makes sense. All those things are normal. It happens with any migration. It happens with those things. And has it been done before? It has, right? You go look at Floki, they've migrated before. You go look at, SafeMoon, they've migrated before. You go look at different tokens that have been at high calipers. It's happened before. But why do we need to migrate? Because we need to go to a 0-0 tax token. We need to get that liquidity and burn it, and we need to have control of our deployer, right? So those are the key things that really are going to benefit us. And not only that, we have more people we're on bringing with this migration, new faces we're adding to the team that is going to benefit us. Um, and really, that's how it comes down. Now, as far as the exchanges, the current CA is going to get delisted on the exchanges. What does that mean? More information will come from the exchanges as far as that. My recommendation is to get your tokens, send them to a MetaMask Trust wallet, and then send them to the wallet that's pinned. if you're trying to be a holder, right? Because this team that's left here is going to push the contract, right? There's Pepe Twitter, the website, this Telegram is all migrating to the new contract, right? It's real, it's happening. And so if you want to continue to be a Pepe 2.0 holder, then that's what I suggest you do. Now there might be different direction coming from the exchanges. We're kind of waiting on them to release more info for you guys. But really, I wanted to jump ahead and get this information out there and really give you guys ample time to prepare to do what you need to do, whether that's send tokens, whether if you want to wait for the exchanges, that's on you, right? It's going to happen. More information to come from them. But I wanted to give you guys time. I wanted to give you guys really that time that sometimes tokens might take a while to transfer from an exchange or whatever the case may be, right? But they're going to be delisting the current contract, and then we'll be working with them to relist the new contract. So it's all part of a smooth process that's to come, right? So again, just want to remind you guys, big projects have had successful migrations, right? And these are top tokens that I'm talking about, right? We're a top 25 meme token, and we want to continue to climb that ladder. And migrations, the way we're migrating, going into a burnt LP, going to a 0 tax token is a huge, huge positive, right? So we're not the first token to be doing this kind of migration, and we're definitely not going to be the last token doing this migration, right? But there's a lot of benefits to come. We've had meetings. This isn't something we just woke up and decided to do. We're like, hey, we should migrate everybody. No, there's been a lot of meetings, a lot of consultations, a lot of planning behind this. And really, it's for the longevity of Pepe 2. It's for you guys. It's for the investors. It's for the money that's invested in. It's very, very important that we protect you guys and really do our best to migrate as smooth as possible, right? Question in the chat, the actual Twitter account, website, and Telegram chat will remain the same. Yes, everything is the exact same. There is no change to website. There is no change to Twitter. There is no change to Telegram. We are, if I'm sure there's day one holders here. I've been seeing some in the chat. You all have been here since day one. I have X amount of supply. I appreciate you still holding, right? I appreciate that. And I want to protect your investment. And really, for us to do that, we need to migrate. We need to be able to drain as much of the LP on this one so we can put it into the next one. I have ETH on the side that we'll be adding to the liquidity as well and make it right where we need to be. But we need everyone's help that has tokens to be able to submit those, right? Again, we don't have access. I want to make it very clear. We don't have access to the current deployer. We don't, meaning we also don't have access to the liquidity that's there. This is very important, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. The LP is only locked for another few months, and I just want to make that very clear. We don't have access to that. So we want to be able to migrate you guys. We want to be able to give you guys a burnt LP token, and along that, a 0 tax token, as that'll benefit the project as we move forward, as we continue to progress throughout 2024. And believe me, this will be one of the biggest migrations on a token. And everyone's going to be talking about Pepe 2 and the success that happens, but it starts right here, right? And again, I know people are probably uneasy. It's not something that you're just like, yo, what's kind of going on? But I'm sure as you start seeing exchanges tweet, exchanges talk about it, there will probably be more ease, right? I'm sure some of you looked at the website, you looked at the Twitter, you looked at the Telegram, you're like, okay, one thing couldn't just get hacked. Every single thing is actually posted about this. Yes, every single thing is. So I'm sure as exchanges post something, then maybe that'll ease your mind more. Again, we understand. Those of you that have sent your tokens, we appreciate that. And those are there, right? The wallet is pinned, guys, the one that we need everybody to send your tokens. If you're on an exchange, again, I recommend that you send those tokens to a MetaMask or Trust wallet, then send those tokens to the wallet that's pinned. As far as anything else than that, well, is the exchanges going to airdrop us? Are exchanges going to, do this for us? To my understanding, they haven't came out with that information yet. Right? They haven't. So if you want to wait for what they come out, that's fine. But know that the CA is going to be delisted, and we're going to be working on getting the new CA listed. So, um, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Again, this is beneficial. It's about moving forward. It's about the future of the project. And again, we will be having um, daily VCs being able to explain and help throughout this process and go from there. What is the goal for burning the LP once we move it? I'm not sure what that question means. I'm assuming what is the goal? Like, when are we planning to burn it? As soon as the migration happens, as soon as the new CA is live and this one is no longer being traded, then yeah, as soon as it's live, the LP is going to be burnt, right? It's going to be sent to the debt address. Nobody's going to have ownership of the LP. It's not going to be locked. Literally, the only owner is going to be probably the wealthiest wallet on the chain, which is the debt address. Okay, so that's who the owner will be. That's where the LP will go. And yeah. So it's not guaranteed or agreed upon to get relisted. What do you mean by work on getting back in six? Um, as far as relist, sorry. So it's not guaranteed or agreed upon date to get relisted. What do you mean by work on getting back? We have exchanges already that we're talking to. And again, we're gonna see if they're going to migrate for you. I don't, again, I don't think so. But if you want to wait for their announcement, you can, right? And then from there, we will get relisted, right? We're going to be working on those things. As far as it being, guaranteed, that the conversation we've had, it's looking that way, right? So the main thing right now is getting migrated, because the most important thing is that LP, we don't have access to that, right? So those of you, I know that it looks like in the chat, a lot of you are probably thinking, yo, I want to stay in this contract, I want to do this. Guys, we're going to a 0 tax token burnt LP. That's going to benefit us in a lot of things that hindered us in our growth previously, right? And not only that, we're a team that does not have access to the current LP, does not have access to the deployer. Anything that's happening in the deployer wallet, anything that's happening with the LP, we have no access to that, right? So I I myself and the other core members that are here have also felt, yo, we need to be able to move quickly on this. We need to be able to migrate the investors over to a wallet that, sorry, not a wallet, but a contract that's safe, that we know the liquidity is burnt, and we know there's 0 tax, where there's going to be a lot of benefit coming with that. And not only that, we're also going to be onboarding more team members. Once the migration happens, we'll be able to bring those people on board, and you guys will see the growth of our team, the growth of Pepe 2, and all that good stuff. Okay. Um, Let me see. What's the tokenomics? What's the tokenomics for the new token? It's 0 tax. So there is no tokenomics. It's literally 0 tax, just like any very big meme coin out there. There's a lot of 0 tax tokens, and there is no. I guess there previously there's reflections, there's liquidity, there's tax that adds to liquidity or whatever, and it's 0 tax. So there is no tokenomics, right? How will the team make money with 0 tax? It's no longer about that. It's just about us being able to push this project, right, to where it needs to be. And some of the things that hindered us was us not being a 0 tax token. I know there earlier throughout I think it was a couple days ago, someone was asking in here, hey, there's other meme tokens pumping. Why aren't we pumping this and that, right? Guys, maybe it's the 1-1 tax. I can't trade for people, but what I can tell you is we've onboarded, right? We've onboarded. We had a nice pump all the way to 50 mil. I'm sure a lot of you saw that. Um, that was us really working on the project as we were also trying to figure all these things out. But some of the people that we have on board, and then them knowing that we don't have control of the deployer, them knowing the LP isn't burnt, it unlocks in some months. Really, that push ended up slowing down, right? So really, it's about the community. It's about really getting to where we need to get to, right? And so 0-0 tax, burn LP will get us right there, right where we need to be. And there's things again that hindered us with the 1-1 tax and not burnt LP that really unfortunately slowed us down. But it's a new age, it's a new future for Pepe 2. And what that means is part of this migration, we're gonna do the right thing and go 0-0. Any team tokens, there are no team tokens. The only tokens that will be migrating is if we bought any, and whatever we're supplying or we're sending in ourselves, that's it. There is no, oh, the team's gonna own 40% supply or whatever it is. It's whatever's being sent is whatever's being sent back out. That's it. We want to make this a very easy, very, very easy migration. We want to make it as smooth as possible and really just get there as soon as possible. Okay. Once we send tokens to the PIN CA, how do we get back? Is it going to be airdrop to Trust Wallet? Very good question. So the pinned address is just the wallet, right? I think I saw some people trying to enter it into Uniswap, trying to like, oh, the new token's not popping up. That is just a wallet, right? That is a wallet that everybody is sending their Pepe 2 tokens to. The way it works is we've taken a snapshot, right? And then there will be several snapshots taken throughout this process. And especially towards the end, because we don't want anybody making double tokens, right? You end up selling here, and then you end up, getting tokens on the migration, whatever it is, right? So the way it works is you send your tokens there. That's the wallet because it's coming from the wallet that's holding the tokens. That's the wallet we're going to be sending those Pepe 2 tokens from the new CA. Okay. So that new CA is it hasn't been released, right? And as pinned, we won't drop that CA until later, but it will be days before the full migration in January. Okay. But the most important thing right now is getting as many Pepe 2 tokens sent in so we're able to drain the LP on here and we're able to, stop the trading on this CA and get migrated to the 0-0 tax burnt LP contract. Okay. Um, it's going to be a 1-1 airdrop. Okay. I think that what that means is whatever tokens you're sending is the tokens you're going to get. Very, very simple. You're not getting less. You're not getting more. Anything like that. It's all going to stay the same. Whatever market cap we're at, the tokens you're getting, things like that. Okay. Why? Okay. If you have holder data with the amount in each wallet, why send us the new token first and ask them to quote and void the old token? If you have holders data, I don't think I understand your question. I'm assuming is if we have if we know all the holders that have tokens, why can't we just airdrop you? And like I'm guessing, like, why do you have to send your the like tokens? I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming, why don't we just airdrop you tokens and proceed? Um, well, we have to drain this LP, right? And by that is we collect as many tokens as possible. We drain the LP, and then from there we migrate that LP to the other. It's been done by several tokens. It's been done. It's a normal migration kind of process. That's the only way to migrate. You need to get this ETH from this liquidity pool, and put it to the new one, right? And really, that's one of practically the only way really migrations happen. So we're following process and protocols. You know how Floki did it and other 20 big meme coins. Really, this is the very similar way. Again, as I said, we've had consultations, we've talked to a lot of people, and we're progressing the way that uh, really is planned and has we've seen success. Right, we're not just kind of putting random things together. No, we've seen success in this way, and this is the way we're going to proceed. Right, because we don't have access to the deployer, right? And we that means we don't have access to the liquidity. Okay, so uh, personally, I would sell my ETH and wait for the new contract. I never send tokens to a wallet. Uh, it's gone sideways. That's fine. You know, again, I'm not here to force anyone to send tokens. I'm not here to, hey, you guys have to. You have no choice. You have no choice. You do it. No, 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 no. You guys have an option. You guys can do as he's saying, right? Hey, I'd rather sell my tokens and I'll wait for the new contract. That is totally fine. That is totally fine, right? But my job is if people want to be a Pepe 2 holder, right? And you like your position, you like where you're at, right? The migration is going to be a 1-1, right? And I'm not here to force anyone to do anything, right? But I'm here to educate on the current situation and what's going on. We're going to migrate to a 0 tax token, which is going to benefit us, and burnt LP, right? The current LP unlocks in some months. We have no control over that. So that's where we're kind of moving towards. You mentioned about multiple snapshots. Is it okay to buy now and send the address 29th? Yes, that's fine. Whatever tokens are being sent by a wallet, that will definitely be seen. We will definitely see, yo, this token sent X amount of tokens. The snapshot we saw, he had this much, but he sent this much. We will make sure that the right amount of tokens are being sent back and airdropped. Okay. Um, Someone, yes, that would make sense. Why do you have to send money to a wallet? We have no idea who's behind it. It's the same dev team. It's still me, Lord LOL, who had the spaces on the very first day, right? So definitely same voice, same team. Moonfast still here. Other core members still here. Like it's still the same team, the same people that pushed this project to 95 plus mil. It's the same people, but guess what? We've lost some people on the team, right? By loss, I mean they moved on to better things in their eyes, and we're going to continue to do and work this project. But for us to do that, we don't even have control of the LP. We don't have control of the deployer. We don't have control of any of those things. Um, and if we don't have control of the LP, how can we drain the LP? We can't, right? The only way to drain the LP is to collect these tokens, drain the LP, and then move it to the new contract, move it to the new migration, and get it from there, right? But that's the reason you need to send the tokens, right? Why were y'all banning people that were asking legitimate questions? That we can review. I can see, yo, what happened, right? But just we understand there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of people maybe wondering certain things or whatever the case may be, and maybe they said something out of pocket that was kind of considered a FUD, and maybe they were banned. Right now, our mods are put on high alert. We understand this is um, a lot of questions are being asked, and as you can tell, not a lot of people are being banned, even though there's people saying I'm not going to send my tokens, I'm not going to do. But if somebody said, yo, this is a scam, yeah, they got banned, because one, we don't need them spreading false information, and two, we need to progress with our migration and not let people think that this is a scam, right? So uh, that's the way we're proceeding. Why do you not have access to the LP? Good question, Omar. So the deployer we had, um, we've asked for the keys to the deployer. We've asked for access to the deployer. We never thought it would get to this point where The deployer never gave us any access. And throughout these weeks, been trying to work an agreement, and we have not been given access. We have when the deployer is the one that locks the LP, right? And unfortunately, we don't have access to that. So we need to be able to move to the next contract, which will benefit us because it'll be a 0-0 tax and a burnt LP. So that's the reason we don't have access to that, is because the deployer wallet, when it was deployed, had locked the LP, and that's the person and the wallet that has access to those things. And then whenever it's there, they could even transfer access and things like that. But never has it been in our hands. Never have we had access to it. So just know that that LP unlocks in some months. 6% unlocks in 2 days. So just kind of letting you guys know about that too, right? It's just very, very important for us to migrate and really get not only for the investors and looking out for the community, but for the life of this project, right? For the life of this project and moving forward in the vision that we have, we definitely see this thriving, right? I know people um, question sometimes, you know, the LP. I've had DMs before. When is that? When is it being extended? Why is so much being unlocked? Why is this? And unfortunately, my hands have been tied, right? I I've tried my best. I did what I could to try to get the LP extended, to try to get it burnt, to try to, and the reality is we don't have control of that. I could not, unfortunately, um, convince someone to give us access to it as well. So we definitely need to migrate to a contract where we'll be able to burn the LP and there won't be any questions as far as LP. And not only that, burn LP, 0-0 tax. There's things that we're looking to accomplish, things that we're looking to get done, that those are some of the requirements, you know. That's all I can say on that piece. But we are looking for a bright future for Pepe 2. We just need the community's help right now with the tokens, and sending that and helping with this migration process. Okay. Um, why would you ask the whole community to do things instead of deal with one person and get it done? Trust me, we've tried to deal with one person. We've tried. And not only that, benefiting the longevity of Pepe 2 and where we need to go. Going 0-0 tax is where we're going. This is a 1-1 tax contract, right? We cannot do certain things with that. And so not only that, we need the liquidity burnt as well. Okay. Um, and then us not having access to the deployer, we cannot keep relocking. We cannot. We've tried, believe me, and that's why you guys are probably wondering, like, yo, we haven't heard Lord LOL in a while. We haven't heard. We haven't had VCs. We've been working on this since in the background, right? And so um, now I'm here, guys. I'm going to be having daily VCs with you guys. I'm going to be here with the community. I'm going to be helping you guys out uh, through this process. And we're here. You know, my hands are untied now. I'm free. I'm gonna push this next 0-0 tax token, burnt LP. We're just migrating the Pepe 2, right? And we just need your help to send those tokens to help drain the LP and move forward and really push into this brand new journey that Pepe 2.0 is going into. What's the deal with L Bank? I'm not sure what you asked about that, but yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking. Will we be airdropped the new token before the new contract goes live? Correct. Yeah. We need to get everybody to send in their tokens. But yes, when the migration process happens and then before the new CA goes live, you guys will have your tokens in your wallet before the new CA goes live. Okay. Lord, will we be airdropped the new tokens before or fourth when the contract? Yeah, will be you guys will more direction when the new contract comes out on when you guys will be airdropped, but you guys will have your tokens in those wallets before we go live. Okay, that's only right. That is the right way to do it. That's the way Floki did it, and that's the way we're going to do it as well. We're not here, weeks later or a day after or hours later after we're live. No, you guys will have your tokens in your wallet before we even start trading. That is the right thing to do. That is the only way to proceed, right? Um, are the chances high for selling on the 6% LP that's been unlocked? That's a lot of Pepe too. I don't know. I cannot answer that question because I don't know people's intentions. I really don't, right? So my only job right now is to inform you guys and try to get you guys migrated because the rest of the LP unlocks in some months. Okay, and again, we're looking for a benefit and a brand new start of 0 tax token and burnt LP. Right, it's beneficial. Again, we have things lined up, things we want to do. So it's only a positive. It's a win-win. We migrate to a 0 tax token. We're able to burn the LP. The core team has access to the deployer. And then we're able to work from there. We're able to accomplish things that we've tried. We're able to revisit a lot of different things that we go, right? Uh, so those things are just very, very important. What about who have Pepe 2 on exchange? Very good question, Rod. Um, Exchanges should be dropping more information on how they would like to proceed. Unfortunately, I wish they would have dropped the information today as planned, but I cannot just wait on exchanges. So they will drop it on their time, hopefully very soon. I've been reaching out to them, talking. So more information on how each exchange will proceed. Each one is their own entity. Each one is their own people. And so if you want to wait on how they're going to proceed, that's definitely fine. But what I can tell you is, and what I do recommend is, I know it might cost a little bit of gas fees. Some people were kind of talking about it in the chat, and I understand that. But paying those $15, $20, whatever it is, to transfer from the exchange to a MetaMask or Trust wallet, then sending it to the address pinned, definitely this is what I recommend, right? But if you want to wait how exchanges will proceed and how we'll go from there, that is totally fine. Okay. Um, People are really scared of things that they don't understand. If you invest in a project, trust the process. Very, very true. And again, I know, trust me, trust me, trust me. I know this space, unfortunately, is full of a lot of scumbags. It really is. It's hurt the space. I've been in this space for many years, and the scumbags and the scams and those things only continue to grow. You have to be safe, right? And that kind of brought something to my mind that I need to remind you guys on. Please, please, please only send tokens to the pinned address. I will never DM you. No one on the team will ever DM you. Please, no one will ever DM you or ask you for tokens or send something here. Only send tokens to the pinned address. Please, please, please. I don't want anybody losing their tokens. I don't want anybody getting scammed or anything like that. Okay. And really, it is a process where it's kind of I don't know what's kind of going on. But guys, I've been here since day one. This is the voice that had the first spaces, that had every spaces that happened, the VCs. It's me. It's Lord LOL, right? Moonfast is still here. Other core members are still here, and other ones have moved on to other opportunities, which is fine. We're just trying to do what we can for Pepe 2, and what we're trying to do is take it to the next level, right? And what the next level is, going 0 burnt LP. That's going to be amazing. There's a bright future for Pepe 2 and the things that we have coming, but we just need to get over this little small hill. We just need to get over this migration process. And I understand trust is a little bit, in this space, but believe me, right? We've had the website updated with this information. Our Twitter has tweeted this and pinned it. We've also pinned it in here, right? So just know that this isn't a scam. This isn't someone that got hacked or whatever. It's still my voice. I'm still the same person. It's still the same team, the core team that's been here. We're just looking to a better future, and what that better future looks like for Pepe 2 is a 0 tax token with the liquidity burnt. Okay. Um, are you getting paid, bro? Or are you working for free? I work for the community, right? And like I said, I know I've been kind of quiet. We haven't had VCs and things like that. We've just been working, trying to come to an agreement with the deployer, and really trying to get access. But we haven't heard anything from him. He's kind of ghosted us. So we're taking matters to the next step. We've had consultations, we've had meetings, and this is how we're doing it. We're doing it very similar to Floki style, that has shown success. Okay. Um, been in a situation like this before. Relaunch with 0 tax will benefit us in the long run. Definitely, definitely benefit us in the long run. Not only that, we're um, we're burning the LP, right, which is a key requirement for some things we're trying to do. We're trying to accomplish, and not only that, I trust me. I know this space. I know. I've been in crypto a while. I know people love 0 tax tokens. So not only that, with the liquidity being burnt, we're going to attract so much new investors, right? The opportunity for Pepe 2 and the heights it can reach is only going to magnify itself with us making this move. That's why this is really, really exciting for us, because what we're doing is going to the next level, right? We're burning the LP. We're going to go 0 tax. And there's people. I've had DMs before, right? And I've had DMs of people ask, "Look, I'm looking to invest pretty heavily into Pepe 2, but my concern is the LP lock, right?" I've had conversations with them. I don't know what their decision they made, but I've had those kind of DMs, and I understand it's a normal concern when there is LP that's not fully burnt, right? So that is something that we've taken into consideration and something we've wanted, right? So um, we're going to proceed that way. We're going to proceed with the burnt LP. We're going to proceed with 0 tax and take Pepe 2 to the next level, man. We're here. We're excited. This isn't just a, oh, we're migrating, guys. Kind of, no, we need to be excited about this migration. We need to see the all the possibilities that are to come, and where we can go, where we will go, all those things. It's just very, very exciting time for Pepe 2. The bull run is coming, meme coins are running, and really, Pepe 2 is a top 25 meme coin. Top 25. You guys can go look on CoinMarketCap. You can go look wherever you want to look. Pepe 2, they can't take that from us. They can't take the hard work that we've all put in this community. And the only way to go to the next level is this next hill. We get over this hill, there are so many things that will come with this new contract, with this new possibility. 0 tax, burnt LP. Believe me. Okay. The team taking control of the deployer, having everything ready for the next phase. Okay. Um, what are the measures we take for this deployer issue? Won't happen in the future. Any plan? So the deployers, um, we are only working with devs that are being recommended from exchanges. Okay. These are people that exchanges have worked with in the past. We have yet to make a selection. There's three on the drawing board that have presented themselves. We have interviewed them. But these have been recommended by different exchanges. These are people who have done this process as well, right? Um, so that one gives us a clear mind as well. But as soon as that LP is burnt, and as soon as it's 0 tax and renounced, that makes us even happier, right? That means nothing can get changed on the contract. Nothing can be ran on there. There's 0 tax on the contract, and liquidity is burnt forever. Okay, so that's a good question. Um, sorry, I missed the part. So there won't be screenshots taken. Just need to send tokens. There has already been a few screenshots taken. And we will continue. I know it sounds like overkill, but we want to make sure this migration goes as smooth as possible, right? We have the tokens people are sending. We have those wallets. We have taken a screenshot yesterday. We've taken a screenshot today. We will be taking one daily, and we will definitely take one before we migrate, so we know who's going to be getting their tokens. There's nobody going to get tokens that shouldn't have gotten tokens, and we make sure everyone gets their 1-1 airdrop. Okay, so we're kind of doing it overkill, but like I tell the team all the time, we're here to do things right the first time, and not here to try to do extra work and try to cover up. We what's the saying? Measure twice, cut once, right? We measure twice, we cut once. It's going to be very, very important for us. The team's working very hard on executing their pieces, and really making this as smooth as possible for you guys. We understand this can be stressful. We understand there can be lack of trust. There can be those things. But if you guys go look, the website has updated this new information. Our Twitter has tweeted this information. Our Telegram has pinned this information. I'm here in the VC, going to be helping you guys through this process, explaining. I might be repeating myself over and over and over, and I'm okay with that. And some of you that are in this VC, you'll be like, oh, he already said this. But guess what? There's probably that one person that just joined the VC or joins the next one we have tomorrow, or next one tomorrow evening, or the next one after that, that did not hear that information. So yes, I might sound like a broken record. I might repeat myself a lot, but this is information for people that are either haven't heard it, and really making sure that everyone feels comfortable with this process is very, very important. Um, so all exchanges that will list this in. Yes, we covered that. Let exchanges that are going to talk about migration. Let the exchanges that are going to talk about a migration make an announcement. Very true, Oscar. So again, exchanges will make their announcements. Again, each exchange might go their own route. So I cannot speak for the exchanges on their behalf. I cannot sit here and be like, yeah, every exchange is going to migrate. Don't worry, right? So what happens if, KuCoin does, but and then Gate.io doesn't? They're like, no, you need to send your tokens. So I'm not going to speak for all the exchanges. If you want to wait for their announcement, you can, or you can do as my recommendation, which is create a MetaMask, create a trust wallet, send your exchange tokens to there. Then from there, send it to the pinned address. Okay. Make sure if you're doing that, you retain the private key, you retain all that information, and you have access to that, because that's probably where you'll get airdropped. Because from an exchange, it just shows their name, right? So if you created a new wallet and you sent tokens there, that's where we're going to send tokens back. Let's see. I'm with you, Dad, because you're real. Thank you so much. Why don't you just take a snapshot and proceed the airdrop of the new token? You really expect us to send our token like that? Look, we have to. I don't know if you're in the VC or not, my crew, but we the reason we can't. I mean, I can airdrop you. We can deploy a contract, and I can airdrop all of you the tokens you need, right? But what the most important thing is the liquidity, right? That's what brings value to those tokens. And right now, our liquidity, I don't know it off the top of my head, but we need to be able to take that liquidity and we need to put it into the new contract, right? And we don't have access to that deployer. We don't have access to that liquidity. We don't have access to any of that. So there's no way for us to be able to do that on our end. So we need the community's help to be able to send their tokens, so we can help drain that LP and we can use it for the new migration. It's been done before. Floki's done it like this, and really, it's the way it's happened before, right? It's not the first time. It's not the last time this has happened. Let's see. What other? I was gonna raise hands, but everybody's kind of typing in chat, which is fine. Is there a possibility of the exchanges we're listed on right now not relist us after migration? I guess there's always a possibility for everything, but with our conversations with the exchanges, everything's looking good. Okay. Boss here's question: without tax, how do you plan on paying for new devs and get listed on new exchanges? All right. So as far as paying for new devs or whatever it is, guys, this token's been alive for months now, right? This is not just a 1 week token. This is a top 25 meme token. People want to work with Pepe 2. We have constant people in my DMs or phone calls or people that I've met through circles that would like just to join the Pepe 2 team. They would like to join it. They want to know, they want to learn, they want to be able to be a part of something and be a part of a top 25 meme. It's not hard to attract people, right? When a token is great, greatness attracts more greatness, right? So that process we don't have to worry about. The exchanges, trust me. Why? What do we need to be 0 tax burnt LP for us to move where we need to go and for certain things to happen. That's all I can say right now. We need to be able to be 0 tax burnt LP for the next phase, for Pepe 2 to go to the next level, right? That's what I can tell you right now. Is it just me or the Des have a very soothing voice? Thank you. Um, What about those who have tokens in exchange? Shall we receive airdrop? Okay, so you want to, um, again, exchanges will drop more info, or you're able to transfer those tokens to a wallet, and then from that wallet, send it to the PIN address. Okay, sorry, I'm seeing kind of similar questions. Zero tax equals Binance listing. Wizard Frog, very nice comment there. Is it possible to send directly from MEXC to this wallet? Um, if you guys look to my understanding, and if one of you wants to, because I don't have tokens on an exchange, I have tokens on a MetaMask or Trust wallet, right? I know a lot of you have exchange, but the reason I'm telling you guys to send it to MetaMask or a Trust wallet than sending in is because we're able to see which wallet it comes from. To my understanding, is if you send it directly from an exchange, it'll just show that it came from MEXC or that it came from KuCoin. It won't show which wallet, right? And again, if you want to wait to see how some of the exchanges proceed, what if they airdrop from you from there, or if they tell you to do what I'm telling you, or if you want to test out sending one token and you can just say, hey, I sent one token. Can you tell me if it told me my wallet or whatever? Then we can do that. But also I'll get more information on that. You know, I kind of opened up saying if there's something I don't know, I'll figure it out and get back to you guys. That is something that I have written down. That is something that I will get back to you guys. What I don't want is you guys to send your tokens from the exchange directly to that wallet, and then we don't know what wallet it came from. And then the last thing we need is then somebody not getting their airdrop, right? So that's something that we're looking at, and we want everybody to get their airdrop. We want everybody to get their tokens. So that's the reason I'm saying that. But if you guys know or are 100% positive that it'll show your wallet, then go ahead. But I will do a test. And if not, you don't need to test. Let us, we will find out within the next hours. And by tomorrow, we'll have you guys an answer. We have until the 29th, right? You guys have until the 29th to send your tokens. So, but again, the quicker, the better. We'll be able to move with this migration process. Okay. But I hope that answers that. Maybe just wait a little bit. Don't send your tokens directly from an exchange if you don't want to send to a wallet and so on. Let's see what the exchanges say. And I'll also get that answer if you can send directly. Okay. Um, Gotcha. Now I'll be sending these tokens to. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, as long as you guys still have access to your Trust Wallet or MetaMask, that's all I care about as well, right? I don't want you guys creating a MetaMask, a Trust Wallet, sending the tokens, then you lose access to that wallet, and then it's like, oh man, I lost wallet to the airdrop, right? So, um, can I send my token 2 times to the address wallet? Yes, yes, you can. We're able to see which wallet sent. If you have 2 different wallets, that's fine. Then you'll get the airdrop to those 2 different wallets, right? You can't just say, "Oh, this was my wallet and this one too," because then it's like you're claiming someone else's wallet. Just know that whatever wallet and the amount of tokens that you have and you're holding is the amount of tokens you'll get, right? And like if you send it 2 different times, like let's say you sent half your tokens today and half tomorrow, that's fine. That's totally fine. It's coming from the same wallet. We'll know to send that wallet, the total amount. For how many days we'll be having VC? Inferno, very, very good question. Again, I know there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people who are just kind of thinking, what's going on. I, at minimum, will have one VC a day. I'm going to aim for 2 VCs a day to help explain, to help answer questions, to be able to be there for the community. But for sure, throughout this whole migration, and even after the migration, like I said, my hands are no longer tied, guys. They're not tied no more. We're going with the 0 tax token, burnt LP. We're moving forward. Bright future for Pepe 2. There's going to be a lot more VCs to be happening, a lot more things to be coming, a lot more Lord LOL, spaces, all those things to come, right? So I guess the answer is a lot more often, right? How many days we'll be having VC? For sure, daily while the migration is happening. After the migration, you guys have my word. I will definitely be able to do VCs and spaces a lot more consistently. Um, when will we receive our tokens? So once the migration process happens, we're looking to go live with the next contract in January 4th. So for more info to come, right? But we're looking to have everything done and hopefully complete a day before. We'll make sure everyone has their tokens and they have their token values before we even go live. But more information to come with that process and whenever we come live. But right now, we're just focusing on the migration piece and trying to get migrated from this contract to that. Then once we are going to go live with that and we're closer to that, more information to come about the new contract. Okay. Um, I lose my funds if don't transfer my assets. That's a good question, right? You don't transfer your assets. Um, if you guys have tokens and you're here right now, we definitely need as much help as possible to drain the LP and migrate to the next one, right? We want everybody to be able to send as many tokens as possible so we can add all that LP into the new contract, right? So, um, I mean, you don't send your tokens are going to end up being worthless, to be honest, on this contract. We're migrating to a new contract, so there should be no reason to not send your tokens, or even really, I want to hold on to these tokens. Those tokens are going to end up not being any valued because we're moving to a new contract, right? We're migrating to a new contract. So those tokens, like someone said before, I'd rather just sell them and wait for the new contract. You're more than welcome to do that, or you can send your tokens like many people have already, and then we can proceed with an airdrop, right? But as far as you holding your tokens, again, you guys can do whatever you want. But again, I'm here informing and letting you guys know this current contract is getting delisted from the exchanges, and we're going to be going with the new one. And so that's the new contract that will be traded. That's the new contract that will be on the website, that will be on the Twitter, that exchanges will be talking about, and so on and so forth. Okay. I need to add contract on Trust Wallet or MetaMask. Please help. So if you're sending tokens, it's actually a very good question because maybe not everybody knows how to send tokens. So what you do if Pepe 2 is not added on your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, it kind of automatically should because of all the things that we have done. But if for some reason Pepe 2 is not popping up on your wallet, you need to go add a custom token, right? You take that contract address, you add it to your wallet, and next thing you know, it'll pop up your Pepe 2 tokens. How do you send them? The same way you would send ETH to anyone, the same way you would send ETH to another wallet. You just, instead of sending ETH, you're sending Pepe 2 tokens. Okay, so you would copy the address that is pinned. You would go to your wallet. You would click on Pepe 2. You would click send. Send to where? You paste that wallet address, and then you send. And then that makes sure it sends, and that's it. That's all you need to do, right? Fairly simple, but I know some people haven't done something like that, so it's a very, very good question. But as you do it and as you go through the process, you'll find out it's not very hard. You'll be able, oh, okay, it's maybe harder than I thought in my head, but it's not. What will happen with this contract liquidity? This contract liquidity is going to migrate to the new one, Wizard Frog. That's why we're collecting the tokens, because we're going to drain the LP and we're going to add it to the other one and move forward with the 0.0 tax, and then that liquidity will be burnt, right? As far as other than that, I mean, you don't send your tokens, or you don't, you're like, no, this is whatever. Again, we do not have access to the current liquidity. We don't have access to the deployer. 6% unlocks in 2 days. We don't know what's going to happen with that, right? And the current deployer is not responding to us. So this is the way we are moving forward for the community, for the project, and proceed from there. So what the fuck do I need to do with my Pepe 2? You just need to send them into the wallet that's pinned. That's the easiest thing. I'm trying to scroll through some of these questions. Are we going to be able to see the wallet to see how many holders send, so I can see real time? Yeah, the wallet is there pinned. You're more than welcome to run it through Etherscan. You guys, just what you do on Etherscan, you take that wallet address, you put it in search, and then it'll show you. You go to tokens, it'll show you how many people have sent their tokens, and what's going on with that. That's all public. Okay, so it's not like it's a hidden wallet or you guys don't know what's going on. It's right there. It's public. What to do with tokens on exchange? Okay, so more info will be coming from exchanges. Exchanges will each have their own direction and direction they want to go with, right? I cannot speak for all of them, as they are all their own separate entities. So just if you want to wait, what's going to happen with them, you're more than welcome to wait, or you can take action, send your tokens to a MetaMask or Trust Wallet, and then from there submit your tokens to that pinned address. Okay. But other than that, what's the market cap of the new contract launch? It honestly depends where we're at during migration, and all of that kind of comes together. I cannot just say, oh, it's going to be 20 million because we're at 20 million, and then some people decide to sell, which is totally fine. And some people decide to, I'm going to wait for the new CA or whatever it is. That's fine, right? So it's unsure of the exact market cap, but once it's the LP's drained, the market cap we're at, that's where we're going to be starting off. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, if you guys don't want to send your tokens, that's completely fine. You're more than welcome to sell, right? Selling hasn't stopped on this contract. And then you can buy the new contract. But if you like your position, you're like, no, I'm trying to be a Pepe 2 holder. That's why I bought. That's why I've been holding for so long, because I see the potential and I see all these things. And then just send your tokens in. You're gonna get the same amount of tokens, same value as when the migration happens, and then from there you'll get your airdrop, and then we move forward to a bright future of zero tax, burnt LP, core team, controller deployer, and going from there. Um, I'm with you, Lord of Loel. Work and send Pepe 2 to fucking Mars. Yes, that is the plan. We have things planned up. And again, that's why we have to migrate. We want to get to that 0 burnt LP contract. We want to also, just most importantly as well, is have control, right? Man, I don't know what to do with my funds. 0 1. Trust me, I cannot, tell you what to do. I cannot force you to do anything. I don't know if you're in the VC, right? But I can only inform you where we're going, what's happening with Pepe 2. You can make your decision from there. But we are going to a 0 tax contract. Your current tokens are I mean, I don't want to. It's going to be worthless because we're going to move to a new contract. So I recommend that you guys send your tokens, because I want you guys to, one, be able to support the migration with us helping to drain the LP. And not only that, you're going to be getting the same amount of token value back. Okay. I heard something about Trust Wallet. What are the plans with the new team members that we plan to bring on the table, especially new devs? As far as new devs, we're the same devs that are here. We had some that went to better opportunity, or not better, but other opportunities, right? They see that there was something better. We are sticking with Pepe 2, right? As far as bringing on new team members, really is more on a strategic matter, as far as the connections and things that we can do, where we can get listed, and different marketing things that we can bring on, right? So, um, more info on them once the migration happens, and more things to come on who those people are and things like that. When new Pepe 2 will be listed on the SEX? We're working with the exchanges to hopefully happen simultaneously, right, with the new contract, and just move forward like nothing happened. It's just a new contract, and we're working with them very, very hard to make sure that happens, right? Today they were kind of supposed to drop info, and they were supposed to kind of do those things, but um, we'll see when they. I'm assuming tomorrow. I'm assuming something very soon. And we've been in talk with them. So if you want to wait for the exchanges, be my guest. Again, you have until the 29th to send the tokens. And that's from there, we will migrate to the new contract. And that contract will be on January 4th when that goes live. Okay. Uh, oh, would this be possible? Can we get a pin on how to send tokens? Yes, we will work on that. Very, very good question. We're also working on getting a video. I know some people, you know, uh, don't know how to send tokens. People might be struggling with that kind of thing. So we are going to do our best to get a nice presentation video, make sure that we're helping as much as possible through this process. Again, we'll be having the VCs daily throughout this whole thing. The wallet is there, pinned, it's public. You guys can see who's sending tokens, what's happening to those tokens, and they're there. Okay, so that's that. Uh, can Pepe 2 build a play to earn game for us? um, right now, we're just focused on the 0 tax migration, burnt LP migration. And then you guys will see what's in store for Pepe 2 from there. So very, very exciting times. Really, we're hyped. We're excited for this move and for the project, and really for our holders. We've had a lot of strong holders throughout this whole process. We've had early investors still with us, which is amazing to see. And really, this is all for you guys, right? We work for the community. We want the community to really thrive, and this is the next step, the next leg up to where we need to go, right? Okay. Um, will there be airdrops for the ones that didn't transfer? So, um, ideally, yes, right? But if you guys for it to completely work out, we need to be able to drain that LP. So we need people to send their tokens, right? The people that are sending their tokens are helping with this migration in a bigger way, right? Because we don't have access to that LP. So ideally, it benefit if you guys send tokens. You need to send your tokens so we can drain the LP. So ideally, kind of no at the same time, because then there won't be tokens to send out. So we need these tokens to drain the LP. So I'm going to answer that as no, but we need to be able to migrate that LP. Okay, and by that we need as many people to send their tokens. Again, this isn't the first time this has happened with a big project. You guys can go look at Floki, look at different migration processes, but really we need to be able to drain that LP and go from there. So um, a lot of questions in the text. I'll probably answer. We've been out here for a little bit over an hour. Again, we'll have daily VCs. We'll have one tomorrow, and then I'll aim to have one tomorrow evening as well, and for sure daily. Is there any question on the VC? Maybe one or two. If not, I know a lot of people ask questions in the chat. When is snapshot taken? So Trunks, we have taken already several snapshots, one before the announcement, one during the announcement. We're taking another one tomorrow. We're doing a lot of snapshots because we want to make sure everyone that's a holder gets airdropped, right? We want to make sure that everyone that's kind of selling is not getting airdropped, right? So for sure there will be a final snapshot and there will be an announcement on that. So so there'll be a final announcement on when the snapshot is done. This is the last snapshot, you know. But for sure, we're kind of going overkill with that because we want to make sure everyone gets their tokens. Okay. This whole situation is negative for the price. What do I think about that? I think it's a positive. And again, this is kind of how I will close it, right? Those of you that don't understand or have not read the pin, right? I'm going to go over the pin, and this will definitely help answer uh, that comment or question, right? So this is kind of me recapping. So the situation's a negative for the price. What do I think about that? I think the situation, maybe temporarily right now, it could be viewed as negative, but at the end of the day, this isn't, we're not only working on Pepe 2 for the day. Pepe 2 token isn't just running for today, right? Pepe 2 token is planned to be ran for the longevity, for the long time, right? And for that to happen is an exciting moment, which we're going to a 0 tax token. We're going to burnt LP, right? And we're able to not only do that, but have control of our own deployer as well, and go from there, right? If To be honest, there is no other option for it. There really isn't. I mean, that we have no controls for the current contract, no, the current deployer, right? The LP isn't burnt. It unlocks in some months. 6% unlocks in 2 days. So this is only better news because again, like I've said, there's a lot of people who wanted to invest, who wanted to be a part of this, but some of the things that were hindering them was the tax. Some things that were hindering them is that it was locked LP, not burnt. Well, guess what? We're taking two of those things that were hindering our growth, right? We're now going to a 0.0 tax token. We're now burning the LP. So maybe temporarily for the people that are selling who are wishing to buy when the new contract comes, maybe for the people who just want to sell and no longer, they want to see how the process plays out. Yeah, maybe temporarily it can impact it in a negative way. But overall, the grand scheme of things, it's a positive. It's a positive on where we're moving. It's a positive where Pepe 2 is heading, and that is heading into a 0.0 tax token, burnt LP, with a lot of goals and milestones to be achieved. And so I guess just to kind of clarify, right, why it's a positive as well is by me saying I personally or none of the core members left have access to the liquidity, right? And it unlocks in a couple months. I can't sit here and talk for someone else that is ghosting us, for someone else that is not wanting to give us the private keys, for someone else who's not wanting to give us access, right? I don't know what's going to happen in a few months. I don't know what's going to happen in 2 days when the 6% unlocks, right? This is me letting you guys know that the right thing to do is to migrate and to go with the 0.0 tax token. We take that opportunity while we're migrating. And not only that, burning the liquidity. There's no questions on when the LPs.
All right, chat. How's it going? I had enough of that freaking VC, dude. I was like literally falling asleep almost. Like I was getting bored of that thing. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I mean, we've been kind of chatting back and forth on chat. You know what my thoughts and my ideas are with the whole entire Pepe 2. I mean, it's a quite interesting story, I'll tell you, to say the least. I mean, it's not something uncommon that happens in the space. I know a lot of you probably sold. Some of you are very disappointed because you've been holding on to this project forever. You've been, buying the dip. You've been doing your best. Don't really think about it too much. Just go ahead and just take this as a lesson learned. And this is kind of the reason why I don't like to diamond hand a lot of these meme tokens anymore. I know my approach is I love trading meme tokens, but I just don't like not diamond handing them because of the fact that we have situations of what we're going through right now in the market, right? It's like, can Pepe 2.0 really come back, and as soon as they go through their V3, Pepe 2.0 could take off and make new all-time highs and really do what Pepe 2.0 should be capable of doing 100%. But the thing is, with a lot of these migrations, as Dad Master said earlier, it's really a 50-50 chance, right? We really don't know what's going to happen or what could happen, right? And with that being said, I can't really advise you to do anything. I mean, I guess the best solution would probably be selling and then waiting for it to go live. Typically, usually when migrations happen, they always dump anyways. I think there's been very few cases that I've actually seen, smart contracts do very well in the beginning. Most of them might go ahead and pump for a day. I had to spit out my gum, my bad. Sometimes some of them, pump for a day, then they end up dumping, retracing, and then they're just consolidating, kind of similar like this. So like if it was to pump, we could see some sort of action like this in a day, and then just see it just dump all the way down. Or most of the time, sometimes all we see is just consolidation like this, where literally the token is just literally like this, and we've seen that with multiple tokens, right? One of them being monkeys, which is one of the tokens that I used to be very, very bullish on. It was this token right here. I don't think this token has done anything. I think this token is completely dead now. But this token, for example, was launched on V1 and ended up launching on a V2, right? And look at this right here. This thing has already died, but I guess the real one, or the one they ended up doing it to, was Monkey's token. I believe it was this. This one went up to like a very crazy high market cap, and apparently right now it says warning, this token can be unsellable. So I guess apparently they probably locked it, so you can't even sell it, and they pretty much probably rug pulled. But this token, the one that I just showed you with V1, was actually the V2 version. So as soon as it went ahead and got listed onto their new, contract that everybody was super excited for, it literally consolidated for a while before it had a pump. So it consolidated all the way from April, leading all the way to May, and then May was when the pump began, and the pump actually ran all the way up to May 17th. So it ran up for almost about a week to week and a half, and then after it reached the top, that's when the token pretty much died down. And now I guess you can't sell any of the tokens. I'm not sure why people are still buying it. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but this is what we saw with another token that did a V2. They ended up launching and then it didn't do anything. It's just, if anything, it just dropped. So with Pepe 2.0, with what we're seeing right now, I think the community is kind of dead, in my opinion. I mean, we've seen only 70 people on the chat. Prior used to be, not hundreds of thousands, but maybe a couple hundred people. Right now with Pepe 2, with the fact that we have over 12,000 holders and only had 76 people on chat, I don't know. That just tells me that, I feel like a lot of the people that are in chat are probably, bots, and maybe so are the holders, One thing we have noticed that we have been seeing a lot of buying action, like these big buy orders, like $24,000 and stuff. But overall, I don't know how I feel about this. Let me know down below what you think about this. Billy says, dude's voice was so boring. he's actually really, he's a really good hype man. Just that this guy's been literally just reading questions for a whole freaking hour, so I wouldn't blame him. And there were very repetitive questions that people were asking over and over and over again, right? They should have probably had someone with a moderator, probably pinning questions after they were being answered. But yeah, it was. I was like, dude, I just had enough of this. To me, Black Ranger says better to sell 50% than lose 100%. I agree with you. Crazy Dingers was a bust, just to let you know, my guy. What's Crazy Dingers? How's it going, Sam? Crazy Dingers. What is Crazy Dingers? I don't think I was in Dingers. Oh, this one right here. Oh, Crazy Ding. Yeah. Anyways, chat, by the way, I forgot to mention this one, but this token ended up pretty much dying down, and yeah, the dev pretty much just killed the project because I don't know what reason, but yeah, this project died, by the way. Ding died. This is kind of the reason why you only invest a very small amount. Yeah, Saeed. I mean, as I mentioned, bro, worst comes to worst. Let's say Pepe 2.0 does pump. Well, I mean, there's always going to be another one, but usually most cases, as I mentioned, they usually don't pump. They usually V2 exchanges, or sorry, V2 migration contracts, they usually don't do, they don't do amazing. And shout out to Dabmaster. I think he was the one who talked about this one right here. Size. This one has been doing pretty good. Saeed says, I got lucky that I got out, was freaking out. Yeah, man. I'm glad you were actually able to get out, bro. Hopefully you didn't lose too much money. Crazy Dingers Coin, what's up, man? Yeah, what's up, Sam? How's it going, dude? Hope you're having a good one, man. I think you mentioned it, right? I think I'm in your Discord. Dwayne says, I sold my entire bag, John. I may throw a few hundred in there where it goes live. Sam says, exactly. Yeah, 100%, Dwayne. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Luckily, the good thing is, I guess you could consider it a lucky thing. I freaking lost all my money on Pepe 2 on this last liquidity grab on about 2 weeks ago. So I'm not really too affected because I'm already affected. I already got rug pulled from a liquidity grab anyways, pretty much. But if I was a holder of Pepe 2, what I would do is I would probably do the same thing, just sell my tokens on financial advice and then just re-enter because there's a probability that it might dump. And if you really do still believe and you feel bullish on Pepe 2, it could be a bullish scenario, right? But the thing is that now Solana tokens are getting super hyped. Now we also have competitors with Avalanche like Hawk, Inu. Now we also have Pepe tokens not being as cool anymore as they used to. And you just have to really ask yourself, do you want something that's going to print you money right now and diversify, or are you okay having a small little bag and maybe risking, something similar happening to Pepe 2 again? This is the reason why I don't like bag holding any of these meme tokens, Chad. This is the reason why I don't like, being overly hyped when it comes to a lot of these tokens. I'm just here to make money, and I hope you are as well. I'm here to make my money. in and I'm out of the trade, and that's it. Like, whether the token does good, whether the token does bad, it is what it is. You know, for example, Vernon, told us about Bonk, and everybody, who's in this chat was making money off of Bonk back in November, before it hit the crazy market cap. We made money, and I haven't touched Bonk ever since. I made money. Does it suck that I missed out on the 2 billion market cap? 100%. Was I surprised that it hit a 2 billion market cap? 100% not. You know what I mean? You can't catch every trade. There's always going to have to be another trade going forward. And in the meantime, while everybody's so busy and distracted with Bonk, we have to be looking for the next Bonk. We need to be looking for the next Pepe. We need to be looking for the next Pepe 2.0, right? So if you lost money on, what's going on with Pepe right now, or you're breaking even, or you're very disappointed because you spent a lot of energy, time, and research into this just to go ahead and be left with news that they're coming out with the freaking V2, like, that doesn't take freaking 6 months to realize, but whatever, man. Then just take this as a lesson learned. You know what I mean? The good thing is that this thing didn't happen to you in the bull run. It happened to you in the beginning of somewhat of a possible bull run. And what I could go ahead and tell you is that there's going to be plenty of freaking bull runs, and if the market does, a dump, then we're going to go ahead and be able to buy up a lot of these dips. So realistically, just take these as lessons learned, and see what you did right, and then understand what you did wrong, and then just move forward with that information, right? If we all knew Pepe 2.0 was going to do this, I'm sure we would all be a little bit more careful. But honestly, I'm not surprised, because I've been warning a lot of you with Pepe 2 and any of these meme tokens every time, right? Because I understand that sometimes a lot of these meme tokens do this, and this is outside of our control. For example, with the fact that it was very hard to break through this area of resistance, like, that was already a red flag. So, like, if this didn't dump Pepe 2 with what's going on right now, like, Pepe 2 was going to eventually just die down. The fact that they don't have access to the deployer, I don't know. That just sounds kind of dumb to me. I mean, the team has said that they've worked with multiple freaking deployers, and they've launched multiple successful projects in the past, and they should have known, in my opinion, that was a super rookie mistake for them launching a project, especially if you've done multiple freaking projects. You should have known that, not being able to have access to the private key for the deployer was a red flag. Like, they claim that they've worked on multiple projects in the past and have launched multiple successful projects, and even I haven't even launched a successful project, but I knew that you have to have access to the freaking LP, bro. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you have access to the deployer contract? You know what I mean? Like, you can't give access to anybody that you don't trust. Like, that's where the difficult part of crypto comes in, right? You either get into and you partner up with a developer that has the bad intentions and rug pulls, which is the reason why I kind of stay away from developers trying to collaborate with me, because I always get developers trying to collab with me and want to launch a token. But see, the thing is that if I don't have control of it, and now I'm risking myself into getting rug pulled and putting everybody in that situation, right? It's like, I don't know. I think it's common sense, especially if you worked on so many freaking projects in the past, and not having control of the LP just sounds ridiculous. Maybe it was someone they were working with together, maybe a business partner, business associate. They probably got mad, they got pissed, probably got greedy, and now they want to go ahead and take the money. The liquidity does get unlocked literally by like tomorrow or something like that. Like, maybe by tomorrow, it's about 6%, which is a good amount. And I've been warning this for the last literally 20 days. So over a month, I've been warning about this liquidity being unlocked, and I'm not sure if many of you have been ignoring me about it or have been taking it lightly, but this should have been a red flag from the beginning, And like, to me, it's just like interesting how literally the LP is going to be 6% of the LP is going to be unlocked in about a day or two, and now they're coming out with the news. Like, they had months to go ahead and do that. Saeed says, I haven't lost anything. I was up when it was super bullish. I put his size on Discord at 140 market cap. Where's it at now? Damn, dude, that's a freaking play right there. I gotta be more on Discord, chat. Like, this is where I have to be more. Like, I have to, get used to checking my Discord more often. I have to really come up with a schedule where, like, we're doing something. Like I'm promise you that, you know, moving on to this new year, I'm gonna have a pretty tight schedule, and like when I'm like on Discord, like I'm gonna try to like the first thing I do is be as active as possible on Discord. Right now my Discord is updating, but my goal is gonna be doing that. You know, being a little bit more active on Discord, and being more active on the socials, and then just go full throttle this bull run, because I do feel like there's going to be a massive bull run this coming up year, if not this year, next year. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something I have to go ahead and do moving forward, so I can keep up with all this alpha. Last time a profit was 150K. That's insane, dude. Black Ranger says, bro, I think you would have gotten a 60K on baby Grok, bro. Yeah, 100%, bro. 60x, bro. I'm good. Dad Master says, I bought more goods. I'm a sucker for pain. Market cap is 10,000 with over 100K in liquidity. Let's go ahead and see this real quick. Yeah, we need to hop in more onto this chat. We gotta jump into this chat. I gotta remember everybody who's in here, because I don't know. I think Melons is Glenn, if I'm not mistaken. This is freaking sick, dude. I like this one. Decentralized Titans. This is sick. Oh, nice. Blue Lines is where I mentioned it first. Punk. That's nice. Hey, dude. Glenn is making a lot of freaking fire information right here. Hey, who else told me that wanted to be a moderator? By the way, I think I think I was supposed to make Dab Master one, and I made Glenn one. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I made all of you moderators. I have mods all over the team now. Yeah, but hop on this Discord right here. This one's freaking sick, dude. This one's freaking sick. I'm gonna go ahead and save this one right here. That one's fire. Yeah, but a lot of you have been providing a lot of alpha on this Discord, which I have to go ahead and check. I just forget, man. Honestly, like I forget that I have Discord, and I just have to make it a habit like I used to. I used to make it a habit like being on Discord. I just have to go ahead and make it a habit now again to, you know, check Discord on standard. So I would recommend all of you to go ahead and hop onto our Discord right here, Decentralized Titans. And this is a lot of alpha that Dab Master and Glenn are actually doing that I've been freaking missing out on. I don't know if my notifications are off or something. I have to check. I think they might be off, dude. That's why I'm like, dude, how am I not seeing any of this? Yeah, so the cool thing about it is that when you're what is it called, when you're a moderator, whatever contract you post on here, you'll be able to approve right away. So it's kind of a benefit without me having to manually approve it, because sometimes I forget. So Goots, it's at a 10,000 market cap with $4,000 of liquidity. See, I wouldn't mind throwing in a couple bucks on these Solana tokens, like even 10 bucks. You know, even 30 bucks might be worth the gamble. You really can't go wrong with the Solana tokens right now. I mean, look at KASTA though, 40% up, 231 million market cap. This is freaking insane. One of you called it around here. Who was it? Was it you, Dab Master, or was it Glenn? Someone was talking about KASTA around over here. Might have been Dwayne, might have been Saeed. Might have been one of you. I know you guys have been giving a lot of really good alpha. Tillery also gave alpha on Wolf. I need to find some alpha groups, chat. So if you guys are in any alpha groups, like I gotta get connected to that and start really being deep into DeFi. That's gonna be the goal this year, is to be, you know, deeply into DeFi right now. It looks like Wolf might be doing some sort of reversal, by the way, chat. If you're looking for a quick little trade on this, I think they might be trading on MEXC too. So it could be worth a nice little trade on this. And by the way, too, I didn't want to mention, I think Grok 2.0 is officially dead too, chat. Dude, this thing has just been a disappointment. Grok has, like, it just died, I think. You know, maybe it comes back. Maybe it comes out of nowhere and really, you know, does do what, you know, a lot of people have claimed to do. But at this point, we have dropped and lost to 618. This thing is printing a head and shoulders pattern, which we clearly have already followed, and that was actually something I was talking about a while back. And this is a clear head and shoulders pattern. It looks like this might be the drop that we were all waiting for, but realistically it could still drop more. But we're gonna go ahead and see if it gets rejected here at this zone right here and try to break out one more time. But we just formed a head and shoulders pattern on the daily for Grok, so I think Grok might be dead too, honestly. I think it might be over for Grok. It might just go ahead and get rejected from here and come back to these zones and probably consolidate before another breakout to an upside. So eventually this thing's going to reverse, but I don't think it's going to reverse anytime soon. It might just go ahead and stay here for a while before it climbs back up. And as you can see, it does the same U-shaped recovery like a lot of these meme tokens do, right? So with that being said, there could be a probability that Grok 2.0 might be dead, because at first Grok used to follow Grok 2.0. So every time Grok pumped 20%, Grok 2.0 would do a 60% pump. Now Grok pumps 24% and Grok 2.0 dumps 20%. So it looks like now it's like almost going short on this. So I think honestly this token's dead. I threw in about 400 bucks. I kind of figured there's it was a very high risk. I mentioned 80% chance of losing money with 20% chance of actually making money. So if you understand how math works, that wasn't a good play to begin with, but it was worth the risk in my opinion. Nothing venture, nothing gain, right? So I mean, I really don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's kind of how it is with a lot of these meme tokens. You just don't know where they're gonna go, and you just have to kind of spread your money, cross your fingers, and hope that they don't do what Pepe 2.0 did today, right? Where they do something stupid and people panic and it doesn't do anything anymore. That's kind of what we all have to hope for, pretty much. Oh, it was Suave who talked about cocking you. How's it going, Suave? Long time no see, man. Actually, I saw you earlier today. Dad Master says, I only bought half of Solana worth, got like 4 million. Nice. Suave says, cock's still pumping. Yeah, dude. I think it's gonna do a reversal. I think it's actually listed on MEXC, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to trade any of these tokens, support me by using my link down below. Even if you already have an account, create another one. Have your dog an account too, man. Have your parents, your loved ones with a MEXC account to help support me. Plus, you're helping your family to make some money. But yeah, right now I want to talk about overall in the market. I mean, we're seeing, I think Dog's completely dead too. By the way, shout out to Tillery, who actually called Dog at right here, like literally around this zone right here, and literally pumped like crazy. I started mentioning to a lot of you that this was a high probability that a double top where this thing was going to tank and it was dead. And yeah, this thing's dead in my opinion. Can it reverse? Yeah, 100%. It could reverse back up, but this was another liquidity grab on Dog. I mean, literally it tanked. If you go from this top to this bottom, it tanked over 91%, and then literally pumped all the way up to another 9x, which is 900% to another 9x, and then dumped another freaking another 70%, dude. Like, I feel bad for the people that still bought this thing. This is why you can't be trusting a lot of influencers that talk about certain coins. See, the thing is, my channel is not big enough, so there's nothing you really have to worry about. And then two, I don't really try to show any of these projects. I just bring them to your attention. If you decide to jump into it, then so be it. If you don't, it doesn't really matter to me, right? I just hope you can make money with me too. That'd be pretty cool. But at the end of the day, if these projects dump, I get wrecked too, right? Because I'm invested in these projects. So I'm not willing to go ahead and talk about many projects that I'm not willing to go ahead and put money myself, right? Obviously, there's a lot of projects that I didn't jump into that a lot of you recommended, and they have printed a lot of money, right? That's just part of the game, it's part of the cycle. So don't feel too bad if you lost some money in these last couple weeks. Right now, I did mention these last couple days too. Our size is up a lot by 200%. So join the Discord, by the way. You could actually join that on the YouTube channel, I believe. If you head over to YouTube on my channel. If you go over to the YouTube channel on my end, or my YouTube channel, if that makes any sense, you head over to right here, more links. You should be able to get my Discord right here, which is Discord free. click my link right here and you can join my free Discord right now. Eventually, starting the new year, I will be making it a paid version, but I will be also having a free version, right? So it's going to be a little different. My goal right now this year is to go ahead and focus a little bit more on DeFi, so looking for like yield farming, passive income, and then start getting more into the NFTs again, and then start getting into more of the DeFi space with meme coin trading, without the centralized exchanges. Like right now, I'm gonna take a break from futures trading. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna go ahead and focus on adding to spot on MEXC. That's gonna be my goal. MEXC also has some savings accounts where you can put some tokens in there and actually get a percentage yield. So there's a lot of things MEXC offers. I'm just gonna go ahead and step away from trading meme tokens on leverage, dude. Like that thing has made me so much freaking money these last couple months, but I've also lost a lot of freaking money. So with that being said, like I'm just gonna take a break trading. It's more for like a mental break that I need. It doesn't mean I won't take a trade here and there. If I do take a trade here and there, it might be at a very low leverage, maybe like a 3x where I'm like swing trading the position. But right now, my biggest focus right now in the market is waiting for this fear and greed to drop down. You know, I think fear is very, very high, which I talked about earlier on today's stream. I would like to go ahead and see fear coming down to these levels right here where there's a lot of fear. And that's actually what Dabmaster and I were talking about yesterday, right? He mentioned that he's not going to be touching futures until we start getting the greed back in fear. And I totally agree with him because based on what I saw on the patterns back in November or October, you know, the markets were very fearful. And I was actually screaming for how bullish, you know, the markets were coming, how we were going to have some sort of altcoin season. And this was during the time, right? So when I was leverage trading during that time back over here when there was fear, the liquidity grabs were not bad. The volatility wasn't bad. You know, your chances of getting liquidated were almost very slim to none, even with a 20x leverage. Like I was leverage trading Pepe 2 with a 20x leverage, and that's how I was able to grow my account from $100 all the way up to like 20 to 30 grand was through the 20x leverage, which made it so much easier. But the only reason why I was able to do that was because there wasn't a lot of people, you know, doing these liquidity grabs. There wasn't a lot of volatility manipulation. The volatility manipulation started to grow as greed began to grow, right? And that's what I've noticed that I'm not going to be doing moving forward. Glenn says, all right, Dabmaster, I bought 1 million goots. I actually did it this time. Nice. I wish I had some freaking Solana money, man. I'd buy some myself too. Smash that like button for me, chat. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I hope nobody misses out on the stream that it's a holder of Pepe 2. This is some very, very important information. Super important information. I was literally about to go ahead and be doing another video, but I'm so exhausted, bro. You know, when I was out there on vacation, the time zone was super different. So I'm already exhausted. It would be actually a lot later right now than it is where I'm at. And I was gonna make some content, but dude, honestly, like I'm super exhausted. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a day after we do this live stream and just, you know, do some videos tomorrow. But let's talk about Bitcoin real quick and comment down below what your thoughts are. You know, show me more tokens. So everybody who's in chat right now, it's watching, you know, smash that like button as well. And I know Moon Joker was asking for some sort of Santa rally and asking me if we're gonna have some sort of Santa rally. I said, you know, I don't know. I think we've already passed it. It looks like the DXY could be actually reversing this week. It's actually kind of going the way that I mentioned. You know, I did mention, you know, possibly Wednesday, Thursday, we might be having the market be dumping, and then leading on to, you know, next week, we might actually have the full-on reversal. You know, the DXY is actually following these nice little drawings that I've actually drew out right here, right? Which I'm actually going to erase. I'm going to go ahead and make it a habit of having a very clean chart because I just like to scribble around the charts and just give you my opinions on things. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get rid of all that nasty lines. It looks like the DXY could be reversing, right? It looks like it could be reversing, which means we could be seeing a possible dump in a market. Can we see a Christmas rally? 100%. I think we might have already reached the top. I don't know. I really don't know. But we're getting more bearish signs than bullish signs, in my opinion. That's just me, and I've been saying that since November. So I've been very cautious since November. After I got wrecked with Grok, I was like, yeah, this is sketchy. And now we're getting the signs more like it at the moment. Yeah, hit that like button, Chad. We have over 16 viewers and only 12 likes. Like, come on, like all you have to do is smash the like button. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. It's completely free. Share my videos, like, especially anybody that's a Pepe 2.0 holder. If you're watching this live right now, like, I literally recorded the whole entire voice chat pretty much, like towards the end when I couldn't handle it because it was freaking boring now, and I kind of made up my mind, and a lot of you were too, and during the chat it was freaking hilarious. But you know, this is one of the best ways you can support me right now, like really just liking the video. No, I'm not asking for much. All you have to do is smash the like button, which takes 2 seconds, and it's completely free, which is one of the best things, right? It's like, think about, like, if you haven't given back to anybody, you know, haven't done anything nice for anyone, you know, the thing you could do is by smashing the like button for me, and that's like making it up, you know. It's like it's you're giving back to the community. But looking with the DXY, yeah, it looks like we could be having this reversal. Let me go ahead and use a nice pretty freaking lines, right? Let's see, can we use arrows? No, arrows do work, but there's another tool I could use, the path tool. We could use this. So this is what I think might happen with the DXY, where we're going to go ahead and pump up to either the 103 or even possibly the 104. I think there's a possible rejection right here at the 103, and then we're going to go ahead and come back down to the 101. And then I think we're going to go ahead and try to touch 102 one more time, becomes resistance, and then we're going to go ahead and dump all the way down to the 99. This is what I think is going to happen to the DXY. This is one of the scenarios. If this is what happens, this is going to be bullish for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in the beginning of the year. I know a lot of you, like John, especially Glenn. Glenn has been calling me out lately, bro, like straight up. He's like, dude, you're so emotional. You go back and forth with your decision. See, the thing is, I'm just giving you my opinion of what I see. The thing is the market is so emotional that realistically the market moves back and forth, right? Who really knows where things are going? But this is where I think the market could be heading towards, at least for the DXY, which could be actually a bearish sign for the market temporary, right? Because if you actually see this, how many days it might take, it might be leading into the first week of January, right? Till we see some sort of top on the DXY. Remember also, the DXY being down doesn't always mean that Bitcoin's going to follow. Bitcoin's going to do whatever the F Bitcoin wants to do, which makes it even more harder for you and I to analyze what could actually happen, right? Another case scenario, which is the negative scenario, what could happen is that it could actually reverse from here, break past the 103, the 104, come back down to the 103, and then touch back up to these zones right here, and then just staircase his way all the way to the freaking top. And this would be the bearish case scenario in my opinion. Like, this is where the reason why I'm giving out the warning that it's there could be a drop in the market, right? Because this is what I'm looking at right now, and I did mention it would kind of make sense if we do see this. And honestly, I would be more bullish if we were to see this. If we were to see the DXY climb up to these levels right here, where it comes back from the 102 and retests the 107, yes, crypto's going to take a hit, but that's going to be an opportunity for you and I to start buying up the dips one more time and actually confirm, hey, you know what, chat? We are in a freaking bull run. Like, if I see the DXY do this, go back up, even though the market's taking a hit, I'm going to be so freaking bullish. But right now, I'm very bearish because of the fact that if you go ahead and look at this and you analyze where we're at right now, look at this. If the DXY was to even come back down, if the DXY was to go ahead and get rejected back right here at the 103, come back down at the 99, if we were to lose the support at the 99, chat, this is going to be the market crash. This is going to be the big market crash that everybody has been waiting for. That means the dollar will go ahead and come back down to the 89, which I'm not saying it's possible. I just don't think it's going to happen in the year of 2024. I think it might happen towards the beginning of 2025. I think this is what would be possible, right? This is what I think might be possible for 2025. For 2023 or 2024, I don't think this is going to happen. This is the reason why I'm bearish, because the lowest the DXY could go down to is 99 after it reverses back up. That's what I think. In my opinion, what's bullish is if we see the DXY climb back up to these levels, to the 108s, we see it go as high as even possibly, 117, 118, which would be very, very bearish for the crypto market overall, because that would go ahead and take us back to over $150, over $115. And if you actually go back to history, that would take us to big, big, big numbers, right? But anyways, with what I'm saying, the reason why I would be bullish for a move like this, because that means that this would go ahead and confirm what we just saw in the market right now, that we are in a bull, that we are getting closer to a bull run, which would give us, you and I, more time to buy up the dips for the next, let's say, 2 years. Because if this is the case where the DXY does this, this means that we could have this pattern literally going all over into 2024. So that means starting 2024, we could see crypto literally just, this might have been the top, whatever Bitcoin goes up to, whether it's $60,000, whether it's $50,000, who knows. If the DXY does reverse to the levels that I'm showing you right now, this could be the top of the market, and 2024 could just be literally like a slow rug pull where like it's literally just dumping. Doesn't mean there can't be little pumps like we have seen all throughout the market, but it's going to be just red. It's just going to be dumping, bleeding off. And then starting into 2025 to 2026 is where we can have the DXY then finally come back down from wherever highs it finds. Let's just say it's 118, and then we could just see the DXY just fall back down. I should just freaking just do this like this, where we could just see the DXY fall all the way down, and this would indicate the dollar crashing, which in my opinion, I would be more bullish to see this, honestly. Doesn't mean we have to see it, because it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what the market thinks. But I think this is what's going to be more bullish, and this pattern right here where the DXY actually reverses back up, we have a dump. If we have Bitcoin dump right now, like in the next couple of weeks, and we have the whole market just dump, this is going to be the most freaking bullish thing ever, Chad. The most freaking bullish thing ever. Yes, inflation's gonna go through the roof. Yes, the economy's gonna get worse. Yes, things are gonna get worse. Yes, the bull run's gonna be delayed. But that gives us more time for you and I to load up on these dips. This would be a confirmation telling us that we are getting closer to a bull run, in my opinion. Because the higher we go, as we mentioned, the higher we go, the harder we fall. So realistically, the higher the dollar goes, which is bearish for Bitcoin, the higher the freaking dollar is going to collapse. And when the dollar collapses, that means the economy is going to collapse. And when the economy collapses, that means freaking Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are going to go to the moon. And this is the reason why we're barely getting all the ETF approvals. This is kind of the reason why I'm not too bullish for 2024. I'm not saying we won't see any bull runs or anything, bullish in that case. But in my opinion, I think that's what could happen. I could be wrong, but we'll see. We'll see where things go. I really don't know. As I mentioned right now, my strategy moving forward, I'm just going to start loading up on cash and just keep it to the side. I think that's the best option that you could do right now, and then just start slightly, adding up to your bags. But if the DXY does get rejected right here, and this was the bottom, let's say 99 is the bottom, or 101 is the bottom where we're at right now, or 101, and we start coming back down to the levels right here, down to 71, this is going to indicate the bull run, which we haven't had it happen since the early 2000s. We haven't seen the dollar reach the levels of 88 since 2018, and we haven't seen the dollar reach those levels at the 80 since 2014 or 2002, 2001, 2003 actually. Wait, am I reading this thing right? Hold on. 02. Dude, I think I'm reading this thing wrong. I think I'm reading this thing right. Okay, yeah. So we haven't seen the dollar reach these levels since 2014 and 2011 in order to have this kind of market crash. And I think this is where we're going to have Bitcoin break past $100,000 and above. I think that's where $100,000 Bitcoin will happen. But we first need to go ahead and see the dollar lose these levels. And I don't think the dollar is going to get destroyed just yet. I think it will get destroyed, but I don't think it would get destroyed just yet. Because If you actually see this back in 2001, this is where we had the crash. We actually were consolidating around this zone for maybe about 2 to 3 years before we saw the crash, and that's when the dollar reached $120 and actually came back down. So unless this is the top, which would be the most bullish case for all of us. So even if I'm wrong, and let's say, you know, I'm 100% wrong and the dollar just collapses from here, then the biggest bull run of history is going to start. If I'm right with the case of the dollar not being done, getting demolished here, and I think the dollar is going to try to retest this zone one more time, the 114, and possibly break through it, in my opinion, then that means crypto still has long ways to go ahead and print some sort of bullish case scenario. But either way, I think in both sides are really bullish in my opinion. Dude, I was about to drink water with my cap on. You can't make this thing up. Let's read some comments real quick. John said once people have bought as little as $20 and it turned into millions. It's like a lottery ticket with better odds. Yeah, 100%, man. That's why with Solana tokens or meme tokens, if you could just buy $20 with it, especially Solana tokens, because of the low gas fees, you're hitting the lotto. Like that thing's better than hitting the lotto. Like who the heck would go hit the lotto or go to the casino, dude? If you want to play the casino, your odds are low-key better freaking betting on a freaking meme token and putting $100 and betting, you know, black or red, you know, $100 on roulette. I don't know, maybe unless you have a cool strategy, I guess it works. Let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin real quick. Let's go ahead and get rid of this ugly chart on Bitcoin. Even with Bitcoin, I did mention earlier today that Bitcoin overall long-term is looking bullish. Short-term, in my opinion, I think we are bearish. As I mentioned, I could be wrong. It doesn't really matter what I think, as I always continue to say, and I completely continue to repeat myself. I don't think that Bitcoin has to follow what we're looking at. But what I'm showing you is that there's reasons why we should follow this, right? And the reasons why we should follow what we're talking about is because this is the bullish case scenario. Like, I'm super bullish if we were to go ahead and touch these zones to begin with, right? So realistically, it's freaking bullish. So there's no reason to be bearish if we were to go ahead and not do what I'm saying. Like, if anything, this is bullish long term. Is it bearish short term? Yes, but realistically, if you understand how the market moves, you understand that we need pullbacks in order for the market to go up higher. And that's what a lot of people who are new to crypto or just trading don't understand. They think that something could just go up forever, right? Can Bitcoin go ahead and touch $48,000? 100%. I think this might be the top. We're getting, or at least we're getting closer to the top. There could even be a probability where we break past $48,000 and then even retest all the way up as $55,000 before we have a crash coming back down. And if this is the case, I don't want to say I'm still right, because you could still be making a lot of money. I don't know where the top is for Bitcoin, but there has to be some sort of top. And I'm going to go ahead and show you this. I've showed you this multiple times. We could go ahead and either see it go as high as $55,000 and then come back down to $35,000. And Bitcoin could still be bullish, because if you look at this long term, we could still just go ahead and consolidate here for probably a while before we have the biggest pump in history. So even if we were to do this, look how bullish this thing looks. Right? What, for $42,000, $56,000, let's say, you know, let's go ahead and say it's the Christmas rally and then we dump. Or let's say the top is $48,000, pumps all the way to $48,000, retraces to $33,000, and then pumps back up to over 70. Still bullish. I mean, from here to here, that's a 15% pump that Bitcoin has to do in order to reach $48,000. If it dumps, that's about a 27% dump. So that's literally the 30% crash that I've been talking about that Bitcoin needs to go ahead and do. I mean, it doesn't need to, but I do believe, and a lot of you believe also, that Bitcoin does need to retrace. You know, we go back right here, back in the beginning of the year, when we saw Bitcoin pump from 2020 all the way to 2021. The first top was back in April, where we saw Bitcoin hit what levels? We saw Bitcoin hit $64,000, and then from $64,000 in April, we saw a dump all the way down about 56% all the way towards June, right? And then from June, we saw the reversal from July. So from June, July, it pumped all the way back up to October. So we saw about a 50% correction on Bitcoin before we had the second pump. So realistically for us, in my opinion, if you go ahead and see this right here from December 2022 leading all the way up to March of this year, July now, we had the same reversal right here around September. We saw the market reverse all the way back up to December right now. So we're near some sort of top. Even if you see this, like, where has the 30% retracement come in? We just saw Bitcoin dump literally from back right here where it found its top in November 2021. We saw it find its top and it came all the way as low as 15 or 76%. 76% Bitcoin dumped. And where has it actually found that retracement? Bitcoin has been doing nothing but pumping. We need a retracement. We need a retracement, whether it's at $60,000, whether it's at $80,000. As I said, the higher we go, the higher the fall, which means the higher it goes, that means when it breaks down, the more people are going to lose money. This is the reason why I'm cheering for Bitcoin to find its top in order for us to go ahead and continue with our own freaking life. Like, dude, Bitcoin dumps right now, 30% retracement, consolidates, most bullish freaking thing in the market. We don't have to worry about when is Bitcoin going to crash. Right now, it's like, dude, right now this is a lot of worrying about when is Bitcoin going to crash. You know what I mean? Is the market over? Has the market found its top? Once it does that, no one's going to be talking about has Bitcoin found its top. People are going to be talking about freaking $1 million Bitcoin predictions once we have that correction, whether it's 30 or 50%. Let's go ahead and read some comments real quick. What do you guys think of Guac? Can you provide the smart contract, bro? I really wanted to get into Guac a while ago, but it's too high for me now. Maybe it's a Guac Wi-Fi I'd buy. Tiago Cock. He want 2 cocks? I think he does, bro. Let's go ahead and talk about Cock real quick. Let's talk about Cock. Enough with Bitcoin. What's the... Oh, no, that's... Okay. You know what's so funny? You know how we were talking about freaking, you know how I was giving the narrative that there's narratives where one day is a freaking rabbit, another day is a freaking frog, and another day is a dog? I said next time we're gonna have a butterfly. Now we have a cock, dude. Like, you can't make this thing up. Like, this is crypto. Like, like this is funny, but it's not funny, dude. It's like, imagine telling someone your story. Hey, how did you get that Ferrari, man? Dude, I was an early investor in Cock Inu. Wow, inspiring. Dude, whatever makes money, man. 219 million. Dude, I'll say that proudly. Were you holding on to Bitcoin? No, man. I was buying freaking Cock Inu to the moon. Diamond hands. And shout out to anybody who bought this. I think it was Suave. He was talking about Cock Inu, man. How'd you find out about this Cock Inu project, bro? See, I wouldn't even want to do TA on this thing. This thing's too scary for me, bro. Like this is too scary. Like, I hate tokens that go like this because you just don't know where the top is. Guacamole. I think he told us about Guac. 23 million market cap, dude. That's freaking insane. 775 liquidity is actually pretty good, dude. I'm getting like super bad allergies. I think I'm just like, I think my face is just getting dry, dude. But yeah, this is insane. This could be printing a cup and hand. I mean, a head and shoulders pattern. Just a heads up. But this could be probably printing a similar pattern that. What is that token? Grok just made. Just be on the lookout for that. You know what I haven't done? I haven't done the Fibonacci retracement on Bitcoin. I got to do that right now. I wonder where that takes us to. The Fibonacci retracement. Let's see. I think this could happen with guacamole, right? Possibility. This could be a reversing back up right here, and then it's gonna go ahead and dump. That's what could happen with cocky. Oh, not cocky. And you guacamole, by the way, on the daily. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it just moons like this all the way to the top. But this kind of looks almost like a head and shoulders pattern forming. We kind of see the shoulder right here in the head. And we're just waiting for the other shoulder to be formed. Just be on the lookout for that. And it would kind of make sense of anything like this print with the market structure I just gave you. Also, too, like a lot of these patterns when it comes to meme coin trading doesn't really matter. Groosy. That's funny, bro. You can't make this thing up. Dude, how are you guys all looking for all these degenerate freaking tokens, man? I gotta get me a Soul Wallet and start trading these Degen Solana tokens. I can't wait, man. Bonk 2.0 down 40%. I mean, congratulations on anybody that jumped into that Bonk 2.0. But look at this dump right here. 82% dump. We're gonna see how well this market continues to hold up. But even the meme tokens are seeing kind of the hit. You know, maybe we have a reversal tomorrow, though. Maybe we do reverse tomorrow, and this is all a false flag, and, you know, the moon has started. The moon has started. Where's Bonk? I have Bonk here somewhere. I want to take a look at Bonk and just see where it's heading towards. I don't think it's down that much, but let's go ahead and see Beam. Beam's still doing good. Let's see, bonk, 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 bonk. Damn, dude, it's actually dropped quite a bit, but maybe the dip's gonna get eaten. You know, it's down. It said right now 35%, but now it's just 17%. Market cap's at $1 billion, so it's about to lose $1 billion probably soon if this thing doesn't reverse. Which I wouldn't be surprised if it does continue to reverse. Bro said, "Don't buy it." Hey, anything that we say on this live stream chat, don't buy anything, right? None of this is financial advice. This is solely just freaking gambling tokens. We are gamblers. Gamblers, not investors. Now, for real though, you can make a lot of money on these meme tokens. You just have to be, you just have to have a thick skin for this. I just don't understand how these tokens, like, how you're able to make money with liquidity so low. I just don't get that. 546,000 market cap with 69,000 liquidity. Like, that's the freaking biggest red flag for me on Ethereum tokens. But I guess on Solana tokens is not that big of a deal. I'm a little confused on that, you know? But anyways, comment down below what your thoughts are with everything that we talked about today. I mean, Pepe 2 has already over $33,000 on that wallet that has been sent. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming days, you know, we're gonna reach over 100,000 plus with Pepe 2. So I don't know, it might be bullish, chat. I don't know, but we're gonna go ahead and see where things go and where the market cap really starts off at. I also want to mention this right here with the rainbow chart, with the Bitcoin rainbow chart. We kind of talked about this in the past, but we haven't really. But if we actually go ahead and see this, in the past when we had the Bitcoin halving, if you see all the way right here back in 2012 when we had the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin actually was down, dude. You know, Bitcoin was actually down here for a few months before we actually, not for a few months, for about a month before we actually started Bitcoin doing its own thing, right? And even then, when we did see Bitcoin pump from 2012 to 2013, we did still see that reversal in 2013 before leading to 2013 still, dude. What the heck? That's when Bitcoin was at what, $124 and actually pumped as high as $1,000. Okay, so a couple months. So this is by, I guess, by monthly that I'm looking at this. I thought it was yearly. I don't know why. But anyways, as I was saying, back right here in 2012, we also saw the Bitcoin halving. Before the Bitcoin halving, it actually dumped. The Bitcoin halving was on its way on August 8th, and it actually ended up dumping all the way down. And then we had the reversal coming a month later, right? Same thing right here. When we had the Bitcoin halving right here after Bitcoin reached its top in 2013, we just saw Bitcoin dump for literally over 3 years. And then as soon as the Bitcoin halving was approaching, Bitcoin pumped from, I'm assuming, as low as $400, and I think it went as high as 700. Let's just say 700, and then it reached its top from here, and it dumped all the way down. So as soon as the Bitcoin halving happened in 2016, we actually saw Bitcoin actually dump and literally consolidate there for almost a whole year before the Bitcoin halving actually really took Bitcoin off. You know, we had another similar experience right here back in 2020. Obviously, this is the Black Swan event, which was COVID, which was, you know, scandemic, where the Bitcoin was right here at new all-time highs, or at least coming from new all-time highs or prior, and literally Bitcoin dumped all the way down, had a panic sell, and then after the Bitcoin halving happened, about a few months later, that's when Bitcoin actually making new all-time highs, reaching the levels of $60,000 plus. So we've seen this multiple times. So what is there to say if my prediction with what I'm saying, if Bitcoin does even reach $60,000, we could still go ahead and see Bitcoin drop down to $30,000 during the halving or on the halving, and then still consolidate there for about a month or maybe a few months before we see Bitcoin getting ready to take off, right? As I mentioned, it doesn't mean that, you know, history is going to repeat itself, but we've seen history repeat itself a few times already. Literally the last couple halvings, the first one, the second one, the third one, and now entering the fourth one. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is true? What are your thoughts about this? Also, altcoin season. Let's see where altcoin season is for this month. 45. So we actually dropped a lot on altcoin season. So I told you altcoin season usually starts when Bitcoin's at the 75, and it looks like we're actually dropping. If it does reverse, obviously it's going to change, but this also does look like a head and shoulders pattern. So we're also seeing the dominance on altcoin season not possibly happening either in the next couple months, at least on the monthly chart, right? This is where you and I were all making money around October. If you see, October is where altcoin season began, and you saw altcoin season take off. That's where we were making a lot of money left and right. And the top was in November. See, I didn't know we had this. If I had this, I would have been like, hey, chat, look, I think we are now entering altcoin season, and this thing might dump because we're getting rejected. But I didn't see that. Typically, altcoin season goes all the way as high from, you know, 80 before it dumps. So this was like a mini altcoin season, dude. It wasn't even like a real one. So imagine what we could be getting if, you know, this thing does dump back down and we actually do have the real one next run. Realistically, typically when Bitcoin drops down in dominance is when we start to see meme coin season take off. And I think we might have actually already started meme coin season. This is probably the reason why memes are freaking pumping. Let me see. Bitcoin dominance. I haven't checked Bitcoin dominance in a cool minute. Why can't I not see freaking Bitcoin dominance, man? Bitcoin dom. Maybe we'll type in Bitcoin altogether. Market cap, Bitcoin dominance. Let's go ahead and see. Maybe we have entered that phase yet. Okay, we haven't. We actually haven't. So Bitcoin dominance, what I've noticed for memes is when we start entering Bitcoin dominance at 48 to 47%. So if this is the top for Bitcoin right here, where the dominance has been found, and Bitcoin, let's say the rejection was at 55% dominance, and Bitcoin does come back down all the way down to 48 and 47, this is where altcoin season is going to begin. Or not altcoin season, sorry, meme coin season is going to begin. And this is where we're going to be making a whole boatload of money if Bitcoin dominance begins to drop back down. That's where, you know, the super degenerate plays are going to be coming in, because this is where Shiba was created. This is where Shiba was pumping. As I mentioned, history doesn't have to repeat itself, because I was relying on this information and it actually ended up breaking through. Usually it gets rejected right here at the zone, and meme coin season begins, right? Meme coin season hasn't even started. And we're seeing Bonk, you know, a token reach over 2 billion market cap, right? This is where Shiba was created back in October when Bitcoin dominance was at 48%. I don't know what other freaking token was around here. I think it was some other token. I forgot what token was created around this zone right here. But this is another token. But right here, this is where Pepe was at. When Pepe was formed was around right here. When Bitcoin reached its 47% dominance, I was crossing my fingers and hoping we would have gotten rejected, and this would have been the freaking biggest bullish freaking meme coin season ever. But we didn't. You know, meme coin season ended up ending really quickly, and then right now Bitcoin has just been doing its thing. So as soon as Bitcoin does find its bottom and comes back down to the 48 to the 47% Bitcoin dominance, meme tokens are going to be taking off. So if you're worried about you missing out on cock emu and freaking bonk emu and bonk 2.0 and Pepe 2.0 and all this, just learn from your mistakes, learn how to look for this alpha. You know, really go down on looking for this. I'm going to be doing that these next couple weeks. I'm going to be focusing on looking for alpha and getting better at this to go ahead and find these meme tokens, because I know these meme tokens haven't started yet. So this is our opportunity for you and I to be making money and not worry about the noise that's going on in the market, right? That's what I'm saying. If this does dump, this is so bullish because this is going to give us an indicator that we are in the right path and we are preparing ourselves for the bull run that's supposed to be heading, right? So wherever the direction goes, I think it's bullish. I see both scenarios to be bullish, but you know, a lot of people are also talking about, I think it was the NASDAQ or the S&P, where, yeah, the NASDAQ, for example, which even on the NASDAQ, we do see that on the NASDAQ right now, we are approaching all-time highs, which is what a lot of people are actually comparing to Bitcoin and saying this is the reason why we might be finding some sort of top. You know, the NASDAQ right now is going to be ending a month at, as you see, at an area of resistance. You know, so can the NASDAQ make new all-time highs? 100%. I do believe we will be making new all-time highs. I'm not doubting that, but this is why a lot of the top traders that, you know, are actually good traders and don't trade on emotions and don't trade on just hype. They're actually trading on fundamentals of what they're seeing. The NASDAQ itself has already hit its area of resistance. So if this does break through, then obviously this is going to be the most freaking bullish thing ever. But if you actually check, the NASDAQ actually began to reverse, and usually the NASDAQ moves very closely to Bitcoin as well. I'm not sure if any of you noticed, but typically it kind of does. I'm not saying that it has to 100%, but typically it does. As you see right here, as soon as the NASDAQ was done dumping back in October, that's when we saw the reversal on the NASDAQ pumping back up, right? And that's when we started to see a lot of these altcoins and Bitcoin do its own thing. But the NASDAQ has been literally pumping since October of last year. Since October 2022, the NASDAQ, or let's say December 2022, the NASDAQ has been pumping without any major corrections besides this little dump right here, which is a 3-month period where, you know, where we all went through that little bear market we had, right? So realistically, we could be also entering where the NASDAQ gets rejected and starts to come back down to these levels right here. It might not come down very, very quickly, but we could be seeing the NASDAQ come back to these zones. And that's what a lot of people are also saying. And the reason why they're bearish with the NASDAQ as well, with Bitcoin, because, you know, the NASDAQ hasn't really done much. You know, we are at this area of resistance. But then again, if you compare it, look how extended the NASDAQ pumped. I mean, since the COVID freaking crash, which is a scandemic, we've literally seen the market just pump all the way up, and then literally till, you know, 2021, where the bull run was almost practically over, we saw the market kind of take a dip leading all the way up to 2022, right? So right now we're at this area of the market where we've seen the market pump. So realistically, we also are approaching levels of resistance on the NASDAQ. As I mentioned, doesn't mean it has to happen. I'm just showing you indicators. You know, the NASDAQ hitting areas of resistance, the DXY due for a correction now, like for a reversal. Bitcoin also due for a reversal. Altcoins also due for a reversal. So it's like everything's kind of aligning. I'm not saying it has to happen that way, because it really doesn't. But also the S&P 500, which a lot of people compare to with crypto and, you know, say that usually this thing follows. This is the reason why a lot of people are bearish on crypto as well. Like I'm telling you, the top traders are looking at this. Doesn't mean they're going to be right, but it definitely does mean we have to also be concerned if they are concerned, right? we are approaching the S&P being at an area of resistance. So we could, you know, come back down. I don't know how low we're going to go. Doesn't mean it's going to it has to come low. Doesn't mean it has to drop. Maybe the Nasdaq or an S&P break through past resistance. Bitcoin makes new all-time highs and the bull run has started. But this is just an indicator to be on the lookout. I mean, obviously, this also does look like a major cup and handle pattern on these patterns. So maybe this is a breakout. You know, we could also look at it that way. But we are getting signs right now of reversals coming in. And I think right now, another thing too, I wanted to show you real quick. I think it's Ethereum. I know Ethereum hasn't been doing too well. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. I mean, yeah, even with Ethereum, it looks like it's going to come back down to around the $1,800. So that would definitely cause a kind of a correction on altcoins as well if Ethereum does continue to go down. I mean, it's been making higher or newer lows, if that's the correct terminology that I'm using. I mean, we found its top at $2,400 in December 9th, and we just been seeing Bitcoin continue to get rejected at the 23, and more likely it's going to get rejected at the 22.61 and come back down to the 18 right here. So either way, Ethereum's also giving us signs that Ethereum it's struggling to break past through these resistance, right? So until Ethereum finds some area of support, which it really hasn't yet, it means there could be a correction in this market still. So I just showed you the S&P, the Nasdaq. What else have I showed you? The DXY, Bitcoin, the Bitcoin dominance, altcoin season dominance. I've the fear and greed, which I would say definitely works. I'm giving you kind of a lot of signs to kind of, you know, understand where the market could be heading. And also, you know, Ethereum looks like it's going to continue to dump. Dabmaster says it usually dumps because the miner rewards are cut in half, so they have to sell more to pay expenses. Then a supply shock sets in. Oh, that makes sense, bro. I didn't know. So the halving would probably cause a dump on Bitcoin. Saeed says, who's next in crypto market? I don't know. What do you mean by that? You mean what token's next? Glenn says, I have controversial thoughts about Bitcoin does from here. Your perspective is a lot wiser. Simply put, I am a moon boy right now. You're freaking funny, bro. At least you admit it, man. As I'm saying, the only reason why I'm concerned is because I was always a moon boy all the time. And I've always got wrecked in the market. So now I'm a cautious moon boy. Like, I'm a little bit more cautious now when it comes to these markets. I would rather be bearish than be bullish, because at least if I'm bearish and I'm still slightly bullish in a market, that means I don't completely overwreck myself, right? But I already overwrecked myself. So there's really, even if, let's say the worst case scenario is if the market does pump, I miss out. It is what it is. My strategy right now is I'm just waiting for a retracement. I'm not going to go ahead and really be loading up onto any tokens until I see a retracement. Until I see Bitcoin retrace and the whole market retrace, I'm going to feel comfortable buying the freaking dips. Because also keep in mind, what if this is just a huge crash? Like, what if this is not the bull run for Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, and the bull run really begins in 2025 and 2026, or 2026 and 2027. That's what people don't know, right? That's what you and I don't know. So realistically, it really depends on how long the Fed's going to be willing to go ahead and continue to prone these markets, if that makes any sense. Glenn says, I think we will dip more, but after that dip, we'll see. I think so too. Moon Joker says, I feel like this week is the last dip and then an Xmas pump. It could be it. Glenn says, I've been hearing people are hyper bullish on SEI seed. What is SEI? I definitely want to see SEI. Dad Master says, I think trillions of dollars will flood into Bitcoin now in 2025, and that will bring all crypto up. We may go down, but every dip is a buying opportunity. Dollar cost average for the next year. Small amounts add up quick. Don't get double wrecked. 100% for sure. I would not be buying at these prices, but I will keep on holding until it gets obvious. Yeah, 100%, dude. I wouldn't be buying, as I mentioned, like, luckily I'm out of crypto, dude. Like, I lost all my freaking money. So and I'm saying luckily because I want to FOMO into a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm seeing a lot of these projects. Like, I wish I would have been able to get into this Cockinu and all these other tokens, but because I got wrecked on that Pepe 2.0 last liquidity grab on, like, 2 weeks ago, I'm out of funds, right? So I'm actually kind of glad I'm out of funds, because or else I would have been freaking getting wrecked even more trying to make my money back in the market, right? So my strategy right now moving forward is I'm going to be taking a break from the market. I'm just going to be analyzing the market. I'm going to be stacking cash on the side, cash ready USDT, possibly buy some dips on some tokens depending on how the market's moving, maybe trade, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna take a break from trading right now until we see a correction in the market. And if I really do want to buy some of these tokens, I'm going to stick truly right now just to spot trading. If I want anything with tokens, it's just going to be spot trading. Futures trading, I'm not going to go ahead and touch for a couple months, right? I'm going to go ahead and patiently wait for the market to do its thing until I go ahead and re-enter and feel comfortable trading again, or maybe start shorting, right? Because we could also make money on our way down. With that being said, I do think we should go ahead and be prepared to buy dips, as Glenn and Dad Master are saying, because I do think this is going to be a buy and a dip opportunity. So regardless of the way you look at the market, I think it's bullish overall if you're bullish in crypto, right? If you're trading, short term, and you're hoping for a massive pump, there's a possibility of a pump happening, but the signs that we're seeing are quite obvious that it might not happen. It doesn't mean it can't happen, because we've seen we've seen these markets do anything and whatever it does, and they'll do anything it takes to pump these markets. But we've been seeing a lot of decline in the market to begin with, right? We're seeing it in Ethereum. We're seeing NASDAQ. We're seeing all these markets reach new all-time highs. The markets are going to have to cash out to get their fat bonuses. So we're going to see where things are going. The DXY is also getting at an area where it has to reverse. The DXY has to reverse, chat. Unless the DXY dumps right here at the 101 and comes back down, like, this is going to be the biggest bull run in history if it dumps back down to 99. And dumping down to 99 and below, that's going to be freaking amazing. But as I'm saying, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think we might see this correction where the DXY might go ahead and pump back up to the 104 and possibly to these levels, or at least come back up to the 104 or 103, get rejected, and then retest the 101. And this could actually be where the DXY continues to go back up. So we might have one last rally. So we could be having one last rally before we have a crash. Yeah, I think Solana memes are the move, bro, to be honest, until it fizzles out for a while. Yeah, I think Solana memes are probably, like, if you want to be like a degenerate right now, your time in the market would be probably trading Solana meme tokens, because Solana meme tokens make no freaking sense, but that's where the move's at. And that's sometimes all you got to follow the narrative. I mean, Bonk is down 30%. I mean, literally from 1 point something billion market cap down to 829. So it literally lost over 300 million. Maybe the dip gets bought out right now, and we see it go back up, because that's what whales do. They like to wreck people. They like to liquidate people. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bonk continues to find some sort of top too. 2 billion market cap. I mean, come on, dude. 2 billion market cap on a market that's not even a bull run yet. Like, we haven't even entered a bull run, chat. That's the thing. Like, if we were entering a bull run, I would have been like, all right, Bonk at 2 billion market cap is not a big deal. But we haven't even entered a bull run. So 2 billion market cap on Bonk is a huge deal, meaning there's a lot of greed in the market. Oh, now it's back up at 1 billion, bro. Literally went from 8 million market cap all the way up to 1 billion. Imagine how many people got wrecked trading Bonk right now on MEXC or something like that. A lot of people got wrecked in that dump, dude. You can't make it up. It's just me, chat, or does my voice sound kind of weird? Yeah, but anyways, we'll see where things go. As I said, I don't know where things are gonna go. No one knows. I don't know. Realistically, no one knows where things are going. These are just all predictions and analysis. But if you want to go ahead and support me, make sure to go ahead and use my MEXC link down below, by the way. And overall, too, I wanted to show you the market cap on crypto right now. It's 1.59 trillion. I don't know what its all-time high was on the trillions for cryptocurrency back in when the market was doing its thing. But I think even right now, it might be, you know, a focus to start throwing in a little bit of money into the SHIBs and the Doges. I think SHIB could definitely go ahead and do a 10x. So it could be, you know, might be worth buying into. But right now, I think we should just be focusing on looking for alpha, learning new things. Right now, what I'm also focusing right now is becoming a better trader. So I'm actually taking some courses to become a better trader. I'm learning right now. I'm learning from all of you on the DeFi side of things. So I think right now your main focus should also be focusing on how to improve as a trader and an investor, and learning new tools to be able to analyze the markets a lot better. So with that being said, chat, I really do appreciate every one of you. I think we had a great time today on this live stream. I will be catching all of you later on today. Dabmaster says, I heard Vitalik has been selling ETH. Really? Let's go ahead and see that real quick. And if Vitalik sells ETH, man, that might mean that, you know, something's going on. I haven't seen anything recently. Let's see, 2023. Yeah, I don't see any articles. I mean, honestly, of course, they probably won't show the articles. He's selling ETH to buy Sol? Dude, imagine being a freaking creator of Ethereum and then selling ETH to buy Solana. There's going to be an S&P stablecoin? What does that mean? So look, I mean, the good thing is that we're seeing countries, you know, doing the regulations with crypto, which is one of the, you know, most bullish things you could actually be going through right now, I think, as a market. Let's see if we're seeing anything like interesting that might have like could shock people. And by the way, you know how we were talking about the ETF approval? They're saying there's a 70% chance or like an 80% chance that, you know, the ETF is going to get approved. Oh, I just heard he's selling from a Skull wallet. I wouldn't be surprised, but you know how we were talking about Bitcoin, you know, how the ETF, I think people are getting too hyped up, bro. Like I'm very, very concerned. Like, see, I used to be one of these moon boys where I'd be hyped up with these kind of news, but with the kind of news that we're seeing right now, like, it's not hyping me up. If anything, it's worrying me because I'm seeing all the red flags in the market, yet like everybody's like so bullish, which is the reason why I'm bearish, right? And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm starting to understand the market a lot better. I'm starting to understand the way the market really moves. Maybe that's the reason why I'm starting to be a little bit more bearish in situations like this. Like, I'm not as bullish as a lot of people. And that's because I've been analyzing this market for the last couple of years and have been getting wrecked. And I still continue to get wrecked because obviously I don't know everything. I don't know where the markets are going 100%. So if, let's say, for example, Bitcoin does dump and it does follow some sort of pattern that we're talking about, dude, that's going to help out so much. That's going to help us so much more. That's going to help us out so much more, so much better. Does that make any sense? Is that correct grammar, chat? That would help us out a lot more. There you go. That would help us out a lot more if, for example, Bitcoin does do its thing. We do have this retracement and we do go ahead and have a reversal where it's actually bullish. Then I'm going to be like, for the next bull run, we'll be able actually to analyze that kind of data and actually be able to say, all right, this is what exactly happened during this time. But right now it's all like, I don't know. We're going to go ahead and see where things are going. Based on what I heard, when Bitcoin's first futures, we're going to go ahead and see what year it was. That wasn't, no, that wasn't it. Let's see which one it is. I think it was Bitcoin spot. No, I'm tripping, dude. Is it futures? I said I was going to get the information today and I completely forgot. Let's go ahead and do this. Maybe Bitcoins. It was in 2017. Okay. Cryptocurrency futures define how they work on exchanges. What are crypto futures? And it says right here, the first Bitcoin futures contracts were listed on CBOE in December 17, but soon discontinued them. The Chicago's also introduced Bitcoin futures contract in 2017. Are settled in cash Bitcoin, either futures on the CME Bitcoin reference. Let's see, where was it at? I think it's this what I'm talking about. So I think it was, let's see, we're going to go ahead and pull out the chart on December 2017. If this is it, then this is what I'm saying. If not, then I have to go ahead and go back and redo and actually provide that information that I've been saying, because there was something, I think it was when Bitcoin first got their futures release or something, was when we actually found the top of the market. Yeah, so it was right here. So yeah, so futures was actually released on Bitcoin around this time frame right here, as you can see. If you go back right here, 2017, you actually go back to this article. It tells you right here where it was. First listed on early December 2017. I think this is it. If I could recall, I'm pretty sure it was like a Bitcoin futures where it got listed or something like that. And there was a lot of hype about that too, where it first got into it, right? Let's see. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, chat, but this is where I could remember that, you know, it was like Bitcoin futures or something like that that happened back in 2017 on December. And this is actually what caused this Bitcoin dump right here. People were super excited and thought that this futures contract was going to bring in a lot of liquidity into Bitcoin, and the hype brought it up all the way as high as $19,000, and it literally just tanked all the way down to freaking $7,000. And we could actually see how low it actually went. It actually went from $19,000 and it crashed down to $3,000. So they literally just capitalized on this to go ahead and wreck the market all the way down. And it was an 80% crash. I don't think it would be an 80% crash. I mean, maybe it is an 80% crash. Maybe that was the top of the market. As I mentioned, I highly doubt it. But even then, when we did see that retracement there on around that kind of news source, let's see this. Even when Bitcoin right here before, even right here, Bitcoin back in December 2017, you see Bitcoin topped at $16,000, had a retracement of 30% from $12,000, and then had its top. So this goes back to, you know, what I'm saying about this 30% retracement that we've been seeing since 2017, where Bitcoin continues to pump, sees a correction of 30%, then has one last final pump before finding the top. So I guess we are getting kind of somewhere now. This is the reason why we need to go back to data and all that, right? But correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you guys were remembering that when, you know, Bitcoin was having this sort of, I think it was a futures contract announcement. I don't know. But it happened around this time right here. And that's where Bitcoin found its top and actually dumped. This is kind of the reason why I'm not bullish about the ETF, besides the fact that I think it's going to just bring in more manipulation into the market. But I do think that this hype about the ETF pumping Bitcoin to all-time highs, it's going to be buying the rumor, selling news. So they're buying the rumor. Yes, it's going to get approved, but they're going to go ahead and sell the news on you, and then the token's going to dump. People are going to panic sell. They're going to get wrecked, and then they're going to go ahead and buy that dip. Glenn says Pepe 2 bounced back up with a decent amount. Let's see what Pepe 2's at. No, it's at 15 mil. Imagine if Pepe 2 just reverses from here, bro, and just literally just makes new all-time highs. Saeed says, what about Baby Bonk? I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at Baby Bonk. It's down 27%. Oh, this is an incorrect one. Let's see, Baby Bonk. This is it, right? Is this it? Baby Bonk Inu? If this thing's it, dude, this thing's dumped a lot. The heck? There's no way that's it. Provide me the contract for Baby Bonk, please. Because this is the contract I have right here for Baby Bonk. And if this is it, dude, I don't know. This thing might be dead. There's no way this is the one that was like a 40 million market cap, right? Because this is insane if it really dropped freaking from this high all the way down this low. Like, that's freaking insane. Oh, no, I was thinking of Baby Grok. Dude, I was like, damn, that's freaking insane. Dad Master says, I know 3 things. 1, people always say the sky is falling. 2, the 4-year BTC cycle is real. 3, Bitcoin goes up. So wait, are we on a 3-year cycle, or are we supposed to be on a 4-year Bitcoin cycle? Yeah, that makes sense, Dad Master. But you also have to remember that even with the futures, what they just did, they just pretty much shorted the market. You know, they bought up the news all the way up, and they shorted the market. That's what I'm saying. That with the ETF, they would just go ahead and literally just short the market. And then, like, why would they buy the ETF at Bitcoin at the prices of where it's at? Think about it. Like, if you were an institution and you had so much money and power, would you really be buying Bitcoin at these levels at where it's at right now? Think about it. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that understands basic technical analysis should understand that we are at some very, 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 very risky times in the market right now. We're at some very overbought territories. So let's say if, you know, the spot ETF gets approved and they start buying out all this Bitcoin, there's only 2 case scenarios. They've either been buying up Bitcoin, sends over here at this bottom, which would make a lot more sense for them to go ahead and cause this dump, to go ahead and buy up this dip. And they've been buying and loading up Bitcoin all the way over here, all the way up. Would make lots of sense. And then when the ETF news gets announced, they could go ahead and sell this thing down, buy the dip one more time, and then panic sell most of the people in the market, and then make money for their investors, which would make the most sense as well, right? But I really doubt a lot of institutions are going to be buying up Bitcoin at the prices right here. Why would they be buying at $46,000 or $50,000 when they could buy Bitcoin at $30,000 or, you know, $33,000? That's a 50% discount, right? So I think they were already buying, accumulating all this time right here on Bitcoin. I feel like they were accumulating this whole entire time right here. This is where they were all accumulating Bitcoin at. Hey John, how's it going? Dad Master says 4 years with Bitcoin. Are we actually on the 4-year cycle with Bitcoin though? that's what my question is. Let's see. Are we in the 4-year cycle with Bitcoin? Let's see. This only gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So every 4 years, Bitcoin pumps 1, 2, 3, 4. Pump 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. 3, 4. Pump 1, 2, 3, 4. Pump. I don't get it. Yes, because they have. So my question is Bitcoin on the 4-year cycle? I mean, yeah, it's a halving, right? But my question is for Bitcoin, right? So typically we see Bitcoin, being this bearish case scenario for how long? Roughly 2 to 3 years, I'm assuming. It's typically where we see Bitcoin do its thing. I mean, let's go ahead and go back, right? We're going to go back to the basics together real quick and see where Bitcoin usually finds a retracement, right? We see Bitcoin, consolidated here all the way for forever, right? Let's just say it consolidated from 2013, 14, all the way up to 17, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 4 years it took for Bitcoin to pump, right? It took 4 years for people to be patient for Bitcoin to pump. Bitcoin pumped. Bitcoin then dumped 83%. This was back when it found a top in 2017, and this is where Bitcoin was at around $19,000, which I clearly remember that, dude. I remember I got wrecked on that market too. Then we see a dump all the way 86%, as I mentioned. Then we have Bitcoin find its bottom from what it looks like at around after 2017, 18, and then we see a 19 have a mini reversal. Bitcoin goes up to $12,000, retest $12,000, and it actually dumps about 72%, about 60%. So we see Bitcoin pump from 3,000 to 14,000, 13,000 in 2019. Then we follow with a dump leading on to Bitcoin going as low as $3,000, which was during COVID, which is during the scandemic, right? So from 2017, we have 18, we have 19, we have 20, and then from 2020 leading all the way up to, actually 2020 is when we saw a reversal, which was around August, October. That's when we had the whole entire COVID going, right? So that's where we had the pump go on from 2020, and it pumped all the way back up, as we mentioned. So let's just count this the top of the 4 years, right? Or I think that's how you counted the 4 years. 18 months after having BTC last 3 cycles. Then we see a pump from 2021. We see that correction follow onto June. So after we see Bitcoin pump from highs of $3,000 or $12,000, breaking new all-time highs as high as $64,000, we see a correction in 2021, dumping Bitcoin all the way up to 55%, right? And that was followed within 1, 2, 3. Let's just call it 3 months. So we had a 3 months of red. 3 months of red. Then we had the month reverse at around June 2021. We see the bottom of Bitcoin at $28,000. Then it reverses from June all the way up to 2021 in November, which we found the second bottom of Bitcoin, or the second top, where Bitcoin hit as high as $69,000. That was the high of Bitcoin, $79,000 or $69,000. Then we were followed with a correction of around 80%, I think it was, or 70%. 78%. So it would make sense that they knew some spot was coming and it was going to get approved, and why they dumped the market down. So we'll see where things go. I mean, either way, this is a strong area of support to begin with, and also this is quite a resistance. Even $48,000 is a resistance. I mean, 42,000 where we're at right now is a resistance, depending on where you're measuring it. But we haven't actually fully broken that resistance. Like, we haven't actually been above that month. Like, we only wicked it, but we haven't been above it, at least on the monthly, right? On the daily, we also do see that resistance is at 46. So we are still at very critical areas of resistance, which is around 46,000 and 48,000, and support is still very, very heavily founded around the zone of what we talked about, which is around $34,000 and even as low as $28,000, which I don't think we could see $48,000, but it could be a probability, but I don't think so. I mean, at the lowest I think Bitcoin could be at, it's $31,000. I think that's literally the lowest we could probably see Bitcoin go if we do go ahead and come back down. Which if we say, let's say the top is $47,000 or 48, that would be a 33% retracement if we see Bitcoin go down to levels of $32,000, which actually makes sense, right? 30% retracement, then we see that pump go back up. Anyways, I think that's about it, chat. I'm going to be repeating myself over and over again if I do keep on staying here, but I do think we're going on to something, right? We're seeing something right here. We're seeing patterns that make sense. We see retracements that happen so often, and we're seeing that there's a common retracement pattern of 30%, right? After we see a massive pump, if we do see a massive pump, for example, back over here, this is one of the biggest crashes we had. I don't think we'll have another crash like that. I could be wrong, but if moving forward, if Bitcoin continues to go up, maybe at the most we might be able to see is 30 to 50% retracements. I don't think we'll ever see no more than that. I think even 30% is like perfect. But anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, go ahead and support the channel. I hope all of you enjoyed this live stream today. Over 3 freaking hours, dude. You can't make this thing up. Hope you have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch all of you on to the next one. Have a good night, Dad Master. Take care. Later, Saeed. Later, Glenn. Thank you, Happy. Thank you, Soul. Hope all